Taghazout Bay from Anza Beach. We are on for finals day. You can see already on your screens some of the surfers warming up. That's Alice Barton on her way out already for the first semi-final. Finals day, final day of the season for the European region of the World Surf League. One more event still ahead for the African region of the World Surf League. So on your screens, Alice Barton making her way out. We're just about to start the first heat of the morning now. Under 3 minutes to start. Under 3 minutes to start. No more surfing is allowed. Surfers in the heat, hold on to your positions. As you can tell, again, we're sharing the commentary booth between the webcast and the beach announcing. Rain heats 30 minutes. The first semi about to start. As you can see, not huge, but consistent, clean this morning here at Anza, our deluxe backup spot for this Pro Taghazout Bay. Unfortunately, this year, note the swells with a lot of north component, so we didn't have the chance to go a little bit further up for Anchor Point, Le Point des Ancres. 1 year ago, we were there with amazing waves, but really good waves here, very consistent. And quality-wise, it's a great wave as well, this reef break of Anza. Not the first time we come here to run full events. We're now with, we're pretty much almost starting. Under 2 minutes to start. Under 2 minutes to start. So again, reminding surfers in the heat, no more surfing is allowed. Alice Barton, who got here with some of the most interesting waves of the whole contest. Really great scores by Alice, both on the single waves and on combined scores as well. She got, I believe, a 9.33 a couple of days ago. Was on the round of 16, if I'm not mistaken, and also one of the highest combined scores of the whole event. An excellent hit by Alice, over 16 points. And in our screens, the Portuguese coach, David Raimundo. Under 1 minute to start. Under 1 minute to start. That's Maria Salgado, also on her way out. Already with a few wins on the juniors this season. She was the winner at Ireland. And she's been 30 seconds to start. So webcast, I'm going to shut up for a bit now and focus in the heat. Get ready for the start. So surfers in the heat, do get ready for the start. We're going to count you in any moment now. Reminding you running hits with the 30 minutes. Have a good one. Get ready for the start. Here we go. Counting me to start. Semi-final number 1 will be on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that signals game on for finals day of the final event of the season on the European region. Second to last on your screens, wearing the red singlet on this first semi-final, Maria Salgado. She'll be joined by Alice Barton. Both of the ladies been surfing really good throughout the whole competition. Alice with some of the highest scores of the event, some excellent hits also on the round of 16. Maria, like I previously announced, won a few events already this year. Winner of the junior in Ireland, actually during the 2025 year. And also, she has a chance to compete one of the most difficult national leagues, I'm calling it, in the world. That's the Portuguese league, where surfers like now World Tour surfers, Francisca Vazelko and Yolanda Hopkins, just qualify for the World Tour. Abdel El Arim, good morning. Sbaher.
Sabah al khair. Here we go. Welcome to this Pro Taghazout Bay. We are in the finals day, in the semi-final number 1 for the ladies. Condition is pretty good in 3 to 4 foot range, super clean for this final day. I think it's gonna be an action-packed day with great surfing.
It was an amazing week. We went on lay day for 3 days. We got a good start on the first couple of days. Then we had to go and have a break. The swell was just too small. But when we do run the events, Abdel, every single day we run the events, we did it with good waves. It was not like we had to rush it. We have the time to wait for the proper days, and every single day, good waves and plenty of opportunities for the surfers.
True, the call was spot on. The waves was absolutely amazing for that event, as always, to be honest, because in the past couple of events was really good waves, including Anchor Point last year. Um, One of the best condition we had in the QS, to be honest. I've been competing few years in the QS, and I never see conditions like that, to be honest. So primary condition like CT events, really, which is really good.
Totally agree with you. I've been doing this, me and you, for 2 decades, pretty much, and I'm calling it one. And events in Hawaii included, we're calling this like one of the top five last year. A great, great way to finish the season. Obviously, Jorgen Cuisinet, the winner of that event, he was really close to qualify this year. Really unfortunate for Jorgen. And in the final as well was Ramsi Bohayan, surfer, local surfer from Agadir, actually, was pretty much surfing at home. And I think the highlight, not only the waves, but the people too. Amazing crowd, a lot of support. You can tell that Moroccan, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's becoming more and more a surf nation. There's a lot of people nowadays surfing. You can tell every single year, a lot of kids coming in.
True, not only local surfing, but a lot of people from all over the world coming to visit Taghazout and surf around the area, and some people just coming to visit and enjoy the town and enjoy the vibes and tagine and couscous, to be honest. And yeah, and so yeah, it's not only about surfing, but a lot of things are happening behind the scenes, which is really cool. Yeah, here is back to the heat. We got some paddlers and no shakers for now. So
Yeah, it's two competitors formats, so they're being very selective at the start of this one. Some movement now at the lineup.
oh, here we go. We got red up and riding off the bottom, carves it off the top, and the nice closeout turn goes down. Maria in red.
That was kind of a warm up there for Maria. Don't think it's going to be a huge score. She probably will get rid of that one before the end of the heat. Let's stand by for scores. It's already arriving. It's going to be on the 2-point range. First of red, Maria. No, she's declining now. First of red, Maria, 2.5. First of red, 2.5. Blue priority. So kind of a warm-up wave, this first one of red. Here's the replay.
That's it. Check it out. Replay, as you can see, the wave's been a bit softer in the beginning, and then the steep section here, she hits it off the top, but eventually she couldn't stick it. And here is some action out the back. Let's see if Blue taking a decision. Blue paddling, Blue up and riding off the bottom. Much better opening turn here for surfer in blue. Cutting back. And the re-entry. Great surfing here for Alice in blue.
Yeah, that's definitely a keeper for Alice. A good start to that right-hander. And it's good to see, Abdel, that we do with this tide right now in this swell direction. There's opportunities for the rights and there's opportunities for the lefts.
Also, yeah, because of the swell direction has changed. Like, as you can see here on the replay, looks that we have more rights. That's in the beginning of the events. We have rights, and then the swell change west-northwest, then we have more lefts. And it was interesting. And now looks like more classic Anza for the finals day.
Yeah, the first day, it was a lot of south component on that swell. It was not like a proper classic Anza as we wait for scores on that first one of Alice. Judge is reviewing. On her way out already, Maria Salgado. And Maria has a little bit of an advantage there on the pedal out. I think she will get most probably a first priority. And we have scores for the first of blue. First of blue, Alice, 5.33. First of blue, 5.33. Red priority, time call, 23 minutes remaining.
Twenty-two minutes to go. Priority with surfer in red. Second priority blue. The opening score of blue is a 5.33. Opening score of red, 2.5. Red needs a 2.84 to advance.
Red priority, second priority blue. So plenty of time ahead, not even a third of this heat passed by. But definitely that was a good way to start by Alice Barton. Talking still about the conditions out there, Abdel. A different thing this morning is also the swell interval. It's a way bigger swell interval. Well, not way bigger, but a few more seconds, a couple more seconds.
True, basically with the periods, as we increase to 17-second period, so we have less consistency and but more quality. So maybe surfers will not gonna take as much waves, but they gonna have to be more selective.
All the waves breaking in between, what we call the in-betweeners. Right now, in between sets, as you can tell on the beautiful image there, it's pretty much flat. There's nothing on offer, which will make things somehow more difficult for the surfers with less opportunities. But with these two competitors only in the water, I think it's kind of almost helping the surfers because there's not a lot of wondering. When the good one comes, you don't have to think, oh, I'm going to wait for another set. No, you take it. You're going to take your chances.
True, true, totally true. Basically, there is no intermediate waves or whatever, so there is only sets or nothing. So I think it's a great time to thank our sponsors of that event, that Lowe's.
Yes, we've been coming here to the beautiful Kingdom of Morocco for almost a decade. And I have a feeling we're going to stay for a few more years. And we have to say thank you for all of those who make this possible.
So first of all, thank you so much for coming, everyone, and watch the event with us. Thanks so much for the organization. Thank you so much to the Pro Taghazout Bay, la wilaya de la région Souss-Massa, la commune de Taghazout, ANZA, la région de Souss-Massa, la société de développement touristique de la région Souss-Massa, l'Office national marocain du tourisme, Taghazout Bay, Africa Gaz, Marsa Maroc, Siat Maroc, Radisson Blue Resort, Taghazout Bay, Surf Village, Ain Atlas, Butek, deuxième radio, Hit Radio, Radio Mars. Shukran jazilan. Thank you so much. Without all this help and the help of the WSL, I think this event will not happen. So thank you so much, WSL staff, la protection civile, la sûreté nationale. Merci beaucoup. شكرا جزيلا. So back to the heat. Nothing happening still. Ladies are still waiting for. So this is blue. Up and riding blue off the bottom. Cutting back again. Looking for the steep section here. Cutting back again. No wall still. Looking for the inside section where everything happening. So she couldn't get into that inside section with all these meaty lips to hit.
Yeah, but Alice, after that 5-3-3 under Maria's superiority, got a potential backup wave. So with arriving pretty much to the middle of the heat, I think that was smart surfing. It's at 2.73, this second one of Alice, as we see the replays. So Alice, last of blue, 2.73. That was a difficult wave to read, this one by Alice. And it's been a little bit like that throughout the week. Let me just check Maria. No action there by Red. But Abdel, it's been a bit like that, especially on the lefts throughout the week, that sometimes you have the bonus on the lefts of having an opportunity for a couple of turns on the outside. I'm calling that a bonus because most of the times we've been seeing is that surfers taking off on the outside, that going for a few curves, making sure they stay close to the pocket once the wave reforms. And look at Alice.
Yeah, blue on the inside and much better looking wave here with wall. Carves it off the top, looking for that meaty section. Bango! That was a much better turn. And let's see, the closeout trio goes down, sadly. Alice Barton in the 15-minute mark.
That's the thing with having priority. So Maria's way on the outside right now, and Alice on her way out. He passed by that second part of the wave we were talking about, where the wave gets more steep. So, like I was saying, at the start of the wave is getting a lot of cutback land. And Alice just took off pretty much where the wave gets more interesting. And she went in straight into that first turn, using the rail and getting that more critical turn to finish. So, most probably, she's about to improve on her backup of 2.73 going into the second half of the heat. So, standing by for scores on last of blue. Red priority, 14.5 minutes remaining. Blue, Alice was aiming to improve on a 2.73. Standing by for scores. Last of blue, Alice, 4.5. Last of blue, 4.5. That's blue's new backup. Maria, 13.5 minutes remaining. 13 minutes and 35 seconds remaining now. Red with priority. Red in second place needs a 7.33. Blue leads Alice, sitting on a 5.33 and a 4.5. So that's already third wave for Alice Barton. Nothing huge so far in the heat. 5.33 being the high score. At this level, at this stage of competition, usually waves on the mid-fives goes as backups. But that's at least a solid backup. Or for the moment, she's leaving Maria already chasing a 7.33 requirement. Now Maria with priority can do it still enough time in a single wave, or she can actually try to go for a couple of fives, for example. Already 9.83 total for Alice Barton in the lead. Priority with red, second priority blue, 12 and a half minutes remaining. That's the thing with the priority, especially on point breaks. The surf without prior, sometimes on their way back out, they find a jam. What was not quite a jam for Alice, but still a keeper, getting that 4.5. And that was in a short amount of time. It was pretty much after she got the 2.73. Now both surfers at the lineup. Obviously, with running the ladies' semis, we have to talk about and congratulate all the performances from the surfers, female surfers competing on the European region on the Challenger Series. An amazing year. I'm really, really proud and happy for the last couple of years when you see the European surfers, females, girls paddling out. I always say we're about to see some of the best surfers in the world. Don't have to wait for the World Tour to come to town. These are actually right now some of the best surfers in the world. And Francisca Vazelko started the year with a win at Newcastle in Australia. And then at the end of the year, out of 7 available spots, 5 of those went into surfers surfing in the European region with winner Tia Zabrowski, France/Tahiti, and also Yolanda Hopkins from the Alentejo, the south of Portugal. Also Francisca Vazelko, Portuguese, from Cascais. Nadia Rostarbi from the Basque Country. And also qualifying on that region from Israel was Anat Lelior. And surfing place number 8, just 1 hit shy of qualifying, was also an European. It's Janire Gonzalez Echavarri. Annette Gonzalez Echavarri, the sister of Janire. Janire is here actually on the next seat. So very good year for the European season for the girls.
Up and riding blue. Much better wave here. Nice connection with the lip. Patient surfer. There is set up turn here. Setting up that inside snap. And out the back, red off the bottom. She's just kick out, looking for a better opportunity.
Yeah, with 10 minutes remaining.
2 different strategies here.
Yes.
Keeping it busy or looking for majors. Let's see. Like the 2 options are good, and with the intensity of this the ocean, it's not moving a lot. There is not a lot of waves, so we have to check here a replay. You see, she was absolutely patient off the bottom to really connect with the lip. That was bingo. The timing was perfect.
And Abdel, besides the first 2 waves of Alice, actually, all the waves of Alice throughout the heat have been surfed under the priority of Maria Salgado. Maria got the first one, the 2.5. With that, Alice had priority. I think Alice actually got the 5.33 with priority, but all the remaining last 3 waves were under Maria Salgado priority. We're now waiting for scores on this last one of blue. Alice was aiming to improve on a 4.5, standing by for scores on last of blue. 8 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Red priority.
And here is, we got red paddling. Red up and riding. Nice opening turn here. And just kicks out. Yeah. Just a reminder, Alice, prior to that event, she was number 12. And Maria, prior to that event, she was number 4 on the ranking. So let's see what's gonna happen. Maybe a big jump from the UK surfer Alice in that heat. Let's see.
Yeah, and the more than probably qualification of Maria Salgado for the Challenger Series through the European region for next year. If she got here 4th, she's already in the semis. I'm saying Maria Salgado. I'm waiting for the official info from Rob Gunning, our tour rep, but I'm calling it a qualified already Maria Salgado for next year's Challenger Series. Now, standing by for scores on Alice. That's about to come in as the best wave of the heat. So stand by. We have one more score missing for Maria as well. 7.5 minutes remaining, surfers. And last of blue, Alice, 5.83. Last of blue, 5.83. That's the best way of the heat. And last of red, Maria, 2.27. Last of red, 2.27. So Alice is building, solidifying her lead right now. Maria, red second, needs 8.66. 8.66 for the lead. Alice, you're sitting on a pair of fives. You want to get rid of a 5.33. That's your new backup. 7 minutes remaining. Now priority with blue, second priority with red. So it was most of the heat a red priority with Maria Salgado. Now Alice consolidates her first place and arrives there at the lineup and gets the first priority. With the time flying by, right now Maria is chasing a requirement of 8.66. Now, she can do it on a single turn. We saw that before. Both of these girls are really, really strong on single turns. Strong surfers. And here we go.
Paddling blue.
Using her
Surfing blue.
priority.
Here is off the bottom. Carves it off the top. Off the bottom. Trying to negotiate that last section. Much better closing turn. Goes down. Yeah. I don't know if she gonna better her 5.33 with that wave, but let's see the decision of the judges.
That was pretty hard throughout the whole week, that last section of the wave. That last part, we see a lot of surfers on both divisions falling down on that last turn. On this left, it is tight. It's shallow, no? Yeah. Last of blue at 2.73. Alice, forget about that one. Situation remains the same. Blue still to improve. 5.33. Now with 5 minutes and 35 seconds remaining, Maria with priority, needing an 8.66. Now both of these surfers, we do know they can get really high scores on single turns. So nothing's decided yet, although Maria chasing that high requirement. On your screens, getting ready, that's Janine Gonzalez de Chabari, the sister of Annette that was about to qualify. And that's when I say right now, you're going to see again some of the best surfers in the world. Because Annette finished 8th on the Challenger Series. Janire already won a few hits from Annette. So if Annette can do it, for sure Janire can do it too. 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, true. Oh, watch out for the water. So, Yanire, she's paddling out.
But that will be
on the next heat.
Yeah, starting the 4.5 minutes. Abdel, there's a lot of fishing culture around here, and it's a big part of this part of the world. That was the fisherman out there.
Oh, that's true. Before everything, Taghazout was a fishing village. When I say fishing village, it's like the small baby boat fishing village. So, yeah, when over the years, fishing gets massive and big boats are taking the most of the fish, to be honest, and so making it difficult for the local fishermen. Not easy, and hoping the best for that local fishermen and to stay alive and to keep helping their families and the local village.
Yeah, very true. And I come from a family of fishermen that came a lot of times fishing here to the south, the north coast of Morocco. So do the Moroccans. Stop a lot of times close to Lisbon. As we see, this is a recap of the hit. That's the top two waves for Alice Barton.
Looks amazing. That the opening wave of Alice, and that one, that patient game, that precision, that finesse.
3 minutes remaining.
I like how she compressed off the bottom, like this compression, not easy to do,
Priority changes, priority blue, priority changes, priority blue, second priority red. Abdel with under 3 minutes chasing an 8.66. Maria just pedaled for a wave with no potential whatsoever, and she just gave priority to Alice Barton. So that might be a small mistake there by Maria. Let's see, with 2.5 minutes remaining. Well, maybe now she gets loose, surfing without priority, and she'll be more active. The thing is that the window of opportunity, it's closing very fast, Abdel.
True, and also like now we can see some defensive movement could be made by the blue Alice Barton, that she's gonna defend her first place by blocking any opportunity showing up for the red. But let's see what's gonna happen in the dying minutes.
Now Maria is going to try to sell one to Alice, convince Alice, oh, this is a good one. Go for it so I can keep priority.
Here
That's it.
it's paddling both surfers. Let's see what's gonna happen. Here is paddling both surfers, and she take the decision, the blue. She's blocking that opportunity, but she's trying to increase her scoreline here. Boom! Big closeout turn here for surfer in blue, trying to replace that 5.33. Let's see the decision of the judges. Now the back, we got no paddler and no shaker.
Difficult decision for Alice Barton. Definitely Maria was showing some interest on that wave. Now the question mark was that potential not for an 8.66, but Alice left no room there for Maria. That's the replay. As you can tell, Maria really interested on that one. That was not a sell. Maria really wanted that one. And Alice, a couple of setup carves to start, but really good on the second part of the wave. If that's an improvement by Alice, that will be sweet for her. Huh? Let's wait for scores. Priority back to Maria. Red priority, 45 seconds remaining.
Red paddling, red up and riding. Soft wave here. She's looking for some lip to hit.
Yeah, but just see body language. The arms down, 30 seconds remaining. Maria knew there was no way there was potential there on that one for an 8.66 at least, because we're still missing scores on the last of blue. Last of red is 0.77, 15 seconds remaining. And red's up on the inside with the 10 seconds remaining. We'll be counting you down for the end of this one. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So just standing by for a couple more scores for blue. Previous of blue, a 5-1-3. Last of blue, 1 point. Alice Barton, congratulations, Alice. You're at the final of the Pro Taghazout Bay. Maria, muito obrigado pelo teu surf e boa sorte, provavelmente, no Challenger. Here we go, next seat, counting to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 30 more minutes ahead of us. So, on your screens, the results of the previous heat. Alice Barton, a couple of 5s at the end were enough to make it to the final. Second place finishes Maria Salgado. Maria had kind of a rough one, just a couple of 2-point rides on this one. Has a lot to do with biorhythm as well. Both of these girls witness Alice with some, if this surfer is going under your radar, please make sure you don't, you stay with her and check her career, because Alice been putting out some great surfing throughout the year. She's a little bit, we used to be a little bit inconsistent, but now she's putting results one after the other, and I think that's for sure Challenger Series material, and for sure.
Before making any move on that one, and as you see, it looks like the master with the underdog here, to be honest. Yanire, we used to see her multiple times in the final and winning few contests really, and yeah, Mylis is the new underdog here, and yeah, I love to be an underdog, to be honest, so myself, so
that's a replay of Mylis, that 2-point right, not a lot of on offer. I hate that. I love that position. I was thinking just last night, I love when people underestimate you. There's when you prove them wrong, you have a lot of fun, a lot more than they expect a lot from you, and then you just don't deliver.
And here
we go.
is Red up and riding off the bottom. A big snap off the top here. She's still there. She's still there. Ow.
There's a question mark. Is that a
Question
make
mark
or
on
not?
the end.
Yeah.
I don't know.
With the scores
I'm
as
not a
already
judge.
dropping from the judges,
Yeah.
I think they're gonna call that not a make.
Yeah.
Let's stand by. They're gonna go for replays. That was close.
Okay,
We're gonna see the replay too.
we got blue paddling and no checkers. I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised to see that the blue refuses that wave.
After the replay here, I have an even bigger question mark about the finish of that wave, and it's incomplete. We have the score already. First of red, Janire, 1 point. First of red, 1 point. Blue priority.
Yeah, that last wave miss, it looks like the 8 point of Adur yesterday. Like to me, like the shape of the wave looks almost the same, you know? And yeah, it's question mark.
We missed that one here on the live webcast because we're running the replay of
Yeah.
Janire's wave.
True, but that wave is crazy. To me, it was like 3 major carves in there.
You know, without talking about managing expectations, I think on the previous heat we saw Maria Salgado getting a little bit on that trap on a long period day swell. They're always waiting for the set of the day, and he never arrived, never delivered. Halfway, when we were like with 8 minutes to the end of the heat, I saw Maria changing strategy, and she started paddling way more to the inside for those lefts where we saw the highest score of Alice actually when she took off midway on her way back. So you can really fall on that trap today. With all of these are very experienced surfers. A good surfer always knows how to check the forecast. And like you said, and very well, a longer interval means better quality waves, more power when they arrive, but a lot of time in between sets. And this is a new swell. It's arriving right now. So after the swell kind of settled, we can tell like almost time what the sets. Maybe 15 minutes between sets, maybe 10 minutes. With the swell arriving, a new swell, it's still start of settling down, you know, and it's still not, if it's going to be inconsistent, at the start, it is even more inconsistent.
True, true. And each time is coming by 1 or 2 waves a set. And this 1 or 2 waves a set are super interesting, you know? You don't have to miss any opportunity if you have it. If you have it, set wave, yeah, you really have to be on this one of them, you know what I mean? Because afterwards you're gonna wait for maybe 10, 15 minutes, you're gonna get cold. Not easy to keep focus after without waves surfed and halfway through heats or something, you know. I used to love keeping it busy, to be honest.
I bet you miss it, huh? A lot. You could tell you were one of those guys, and I know it's a lot
do.
for you. That
I do
Abdel is
never know.
super competitive surfer, very good competitor. And we have some movement at the lineup. Right now, it's a blue priority, second priority red.
Ooh, here he is taking a decision. Looks like blue. Oh, just miss it. Wow.
Abdel, they missed the wave. We're still looking at the wave. Was that only size or there's quality on that wave? Because it was bigger, but actually looked like a bit
Softer.
soft. Yeah.
And here is red taking the decision on the inside, cutting back. That much better turn here. And wow, the close-out turn. Vicious. Vicious turn here for red. And here
No.
is blue taking a look. Carves it off the chop. And the close-out, Rio couldn't stick it.
I always have a hard time, so I'm going to talk lower so they can hear me out there, so you don't mix it with coaching. Is it me, or when it comes down to the rights, the first one is really good one, the second one not as good on the sets? On the previous heat, we saw exactly that. One surfer taking for the first right-hander who open up all the way and stays clean and vertical for Janire, and then Miles goes into the second one, And she's going to take off pretty much at the same spot where Janire took off. Once we got a chance to get that replay, but the wave of Miley's had pretty much nothing on offer.
It's all depends because, yeah, all depends on the swell direction, all depends on swell factor really, because we don't know what to get, because sometimes the first one is good, sometimes the second one is better. I just, yeah, and especially on the reef breaks, I go more for the second one than the first.
Yeah, usually it's like that. It draws more from the reef. It's drier. It gets more vertical. But let's see if I'm wrong or not on the next couple of hits. Right now, scores for red. Last of red, Janire, 5.5. Last of red, 5.5. Last of blue, Maelis, 2.33. Last of blue, 2.33. Blue priority, second priority red. Janire, red leads, still a no backup. A 5.5 and a 1. Maelis, blue second, sitting on a 2.33 and a 2. Maelis, you need 4.18. 4.18 for the lead. Time call, 20 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Blue priority, second priority red. Action at the lineup.
Yeah, blue up and riding, taking a look on that left, cutting back, trying to reach that hollow section. She couldn't get it. It's really tricky.
Yes, it is.
The tide, the tide factor, it's really tricky. And that decision between staying out the back or staying more in the inside, it's such a tricky decision, man.
And these left-handers, once you take off, from time to time, and we said on the previous hit, you have a bonus opportunity for a vertical turn out there. But most of these lefts, they go start really slow. And you only realize if it's going to be a good one when it starts to reform. But by then, you're already committed with the wave. You already lost time and energy. So it's difficult to realize, I guess, the lefts. You have to take your chances pretty much when there's a wave coming. Might be a good one. Now, the rights are a bit more predictable.
Oh, red up and riding. You see what you're talking about? That very first section, super soft.
And no connection.
No connection, really. And here it is. Second wave is set here. You got blue paddling. She couldn't get into it. And you have red on the inside saying thank you, but she couldn't get it as well.
Yeah, Janita was doing kind of an Alice Barton on the previous hit on her way out, trying to take off already on the inside section. Now, when you look at the rights, the first ones of the set, they look like they have a good opportunity that's more reliable. The thing is that there's way more lefts than there are rights throughout the hit. We saw a good set for the rights at the start. That was like 5 minutes ago, and there was only a couple of waves going right. To the left, you see waves going over and over and over again. So although I believe more potential on the right, it's a way more risk because there's not a lot of those in these 30-minute hits. Maybe with the tide changing, we're going to see a little bit more of an A-frame out there and more possibility going both ways. Now, scores, last of red, 1.23. Last of blue, 1.17. So, blue second, Maelis, and let's watch. We have red taking a look.
This is red on the inside of the bottom. Big snap off the top. You remember the single churn waves. That's what she been doing the whole event, really, like one big churn, bango, 6, stuff like that. But
yeah, these conditions right now, if you have a vertical wall in front of you, go for it. Don't even second guess. And that's a replay. Good job on the backhand. So she will improve for sure, Janire. She's about to get rid of a 1.23. She's going to improve on her lead.
Yeah, and this strategy of keeping it busy, it's not too bad.
I kind of saw something like this going on a few minutes ago on the previous hit.
True.
Last of red, Janire, 3.83. Last of red, 3.83. So, Janire, you improve on your total. So, red in the lead, sitting on a 5.5 and a 3.83. And Janire is up for it again.
Red on the inside, you see? She keeping it busy the whole time, Even on the free serve. Boom. Oh, goes down.
That's under priority, so no harm done. She was on her way out. Maelis. So, Janire, You want to improve on a 3-8-3. Red leads to improve a 3-8-3. Malice, blue second, needs 7 points. Blue second needs 7 points. It's a blue priority. 16 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Abdel, going back to the previous heat. Again, a surfer way more active. Mael is with priority. I'm 100% sure she saw the previous heat as well. Way more selective, but so far only sitting on a couple of 2-point rides, and the time is flying by. Mael is finding herself right now in second and looking for a requirement of 7 points already. And the waves of Janire, again, were pretty much all of those under priority, what she got the score. So I'm going back to the previous hit. We saw a lot of that from Alice Barton against Maria Salgado. 16 minutes remaining.
True, I totally agree with you. Yeah, and the French surfer here, Mylis, she's playing the patient game really, waiting for the bomb sets. And
Surfing is so difficult.
yeah.
So the plan for today is to stay selective and active, which kind of contradicts itself. It's so hard.
True. Really not easy. Here is blue, taking a look, up and riding, fading, waiting for that steep section. That's a better turn, and the closeout turn on her way to get stuff easy, to make it easy for herself, to be honest.
That's going to at least bring her requirement way down. When she started that wave, Mylis was looking for a 7. Now requirement will go way down. She's going to improve on her high score of a 2.33. That's the replay. So fading a little bit there, kind of using those turns as stalls to make sure she's really close to the pocket, and nice finish there. Nothing super critical, but good finish by Mylis Jolt. That's definitely her best wave in the hit so far, and requirement is about to go down, and we're now in the second half of the hit. 14 minutes and 35 seconds remaining.
And the priority with surfer in red. Last of blue, 4.4. You now need a 4.94 to advance. Red still first.
That was good timing by Mylis, pretty much halfway through the hit, bringing the requirement from the 7s to the high 4s. So again, Mylis, now blue needs 4.94. 4.94 for the lead. Janire, you have first priority. Red leads to improve a 3.83. 13 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. I think we're going to have a very interesting second half of the hit, Abdel. The first half was pretty much Janire under control.
True, very sure. I think she got that 4.4 in the right time, to be honest, like midway through. And then now we got a hit in our hands. So in this last 13 minutes, well, next exchange of the set, always the ocean got the last word, to be honest. But yeah, and the next exchange is going to be interesting.
And now Janire is down with priority. Priority red, second priority blue. A little bit out of position for this one. Actually looks like one of those bigger ones, but gets more slow, the wave. It's a puzzle, Ansel this morning, huh? It's a puzzle.
And here it is, look. I think there is 2 different strategies there on the lineup. One choosing the steepest section. And here is red on the inside. Whitewash takeoff. Build the speed. The waves grow here. She couldn't get into that second turn.
She was a little bit unlucky because at the start I thought a really good wave choice by Janire, because the wave looked like the wave doubled in size pretty much as soon as Janire took off. It looked like really bad at start, and then doubled in size. Janire on the inside taking a look, no right. And on the outside, Abdel?
We got blue paddling in a nice looking wave, really. Off the bottom, snaps it off the top. Oh! Unlucky. You know, she hit that deep water.
Exactly.
And the wave getting soft right there, you know. Not easy. And here is blue paddling and upper riding on the inside. Carves it off the chop. Looking for the steep section. Build the speed. Let's see what she's going to do with this big turn here. Wow. It's going to be close.
Yeah, 4.94 was the requirement. So let's stand by and see. Waiting for scores on this last of blue with 11 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. A red priority. Yeah, we've been calling it is a reef break here at Tanza, but plenty of sand on this left-hander. It's pretty much almost a beach break. So there's a lot of holes there, and that's the replay of last of Malis.
Yeah, you see that was slow beginning, has the deep part, and here is the shallow part, and bango.
Once you can make the connection from the outside to inside, you're safe. The issue is that part of the wave it gets deep to make the connection there.
Out
Janine
the
is taking a
back,
look.
red, up and riding, and a nice looking wave here. Cutting back, looking for the steep section. Bingo, right on the money. Janire Chabari.
So good moment there by Maëlys. Two keepers, the 4.4, now this last one. But good answer as well by Janire. 10 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Both surfers on their way out. No priority now. So it's getting really interesting for these last thirds of the heat, these last 10 minutes. Staying by for scores for both of them. Janire was aiming to improve on a 3.83. Prior to that, Maëlys was chasing a 4.94. And I can tell you, Abdel, I have actually scores coming for, I was going to say I have no clue what's about to happen. 3.67 for Maëlys. And all scores are in for blue. So blue is going to stay in fourth place, still needing a 4.94. In second place, Maëlys. Blue staying in second. And waiting for scores on Janire. Let's see if she improves or not. That's the replay. Good surfing by Janire. I believe the last section of Janire was a little bit more steep than the last section of blues of Maëlys. Blue priority. So let's see if Janire improves on the 3.83. Although the last of Maëlys went on her top two, because it's not her high score, situation stays the same. Reminding you at home that to check for requirement of second to advance to first, we go to the total of first minus the high score of second. Same way it's for competitors. We take total of second minus the high score of third and fourth to give them requirements.
See that? This is Adur from the next heat. This is a gnarly Basque surfer, man.
Oh, comes from a gnarly surf family. His dad, Ibona Matrian, he's one of the heaviest chargers in the Basque country. I'm calling it in Europe. One of the first ones, huh? Where there's no inflation back in the day. And Adur knows that since he was a young kid, surfer from Zarauz.
True. And I can see that now he's coached by Warrior, by Arids Aramburu.
Oh, that's a very deadly team. Last, let's stand by. She's deck diving. Last of red, Janire, 5.6. Last of red, 5.6. Best wave of the heat. Janire, red leads. You want to improve on a 5.5. Maëlys, last of blue, was a 3.67. Maëlys, your second. And you need a 6.7, 6.7 for the lead. It's a blue priority, second priority red, 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining, just under 8 minutes. So Janine just consolidated her lead. Now she has the top two scores of the whole heat in the lead. Now priority with blue with Maëlys.
Yeah, and then in the next heat we're gonna have Justine Bucret and Adora Matrian. Those two surfers are rippers, both of them.
I'm going to say one thing is for sure in the next heat, we're going to see some power surfing.
100%.
Both of them are power surfers.
100%. Justine coming from Senyos, surfs a lot in places like Le Cunu and that, and he's absolutely charger as well. Looking at him surfing La Gravière. Really. And here he is, back to the heat. We got Red up and riding. Carves it off the top. Just, she feels like she's not gonna better her second score, and then she just exits quickly, taking a decision to go out there and with maybe a hope to get a priority again and being on the another set wave, So yeah.
Yeah, no harm done. She was without priority. Might as well give it a try on those right-handers. With a bit of luck, there will be a good section to hit, and she's staying active as well. The pedal back out takes like 30 seconds, so Melis is out there with priority alone for like 30 seconds.
You got Adur doing some yoga right there. Concentration, looks like Mick Fanning back in the days.
Red is up and riding, now taking the left, Janire. Again, under Melis priority, just checking out if it's worth it or not. Yeah, the last, I think that one of the biggest changes we saw on competitive surfing is the mental preparation surfers go through nowadays. Huh? Back in the day, not so much. Not so much.
Now a lot of preparation.
Yeah. On all levels.
True. Also, you do a lot of gyms and that, and sometimes they lose on the flexibility. Really, they have a lot of force. You can see it on surfing, and sometimes take out this element of flow and taking a lot of power power part of the criteria, really.
We're about to turn, and 5 minutes remaining. We just went into the last 5 minutes of the heat. Blue priority, red still in the lead. No changes. Red to improve a 5.5. And blue, Mael is second with priority, still needing a 6.7 to take first place. Some action at the lineup. No. It does look like the last, I don't want to jinx it, but the last 15 minutes did look like a bit of a rise in the swell. Huh? Some bigger sets breaking.
I think it's not rising swell, but rising tide.
Okay, the push of the tide.
Yeah, the pushing of the tide. You can be surprised sometimes. It could be a big set arriving from anywhere, and then you say, "Oh shit, it was flat."
Yeah, Abdel, we have, that's one thing that puzzles a lot of surfers coming, our way, and I mean that because the west coast of Morocco is pretty much a stretch of the west coast of Portugal, and the opposite as well. With that, I mean same kind of water temperature, same kind of swell direction, and same kind of tides. And we do have tides that, moon tides can go almost to 4 meters. There's a lot of changes that line up with a lot of water coming in and going out. Also, when the tide turns, we always know that that will be a time with no waves coming in. And that's the replay of...
Yep. And here is, we got a blue
live
up and riding in the set wave, snaps it off the top. And now she had to deal with that flat section.
So on the screen we had the replay, and Abdel was commentating on blue that's up and riding right now live. We're going to try to get the replay, and Abdel, she's got
that
to
wave
go.
all the way through the inside.
Good surfing, huh? 3 minutes remaining. And there's no priority now. And we saw Maëlys Joel taking off on a quality wave. Requirement was a 6.7. So basically, Abdel, she needs for this one to be by a point the best wave of the heat. That's what Maëlys is chasing right now. I believe that's the replay of the wave we just missed. Thank you so much to our director.
As you can see on the replay, she got unlucky with with the softness of the wave. Super soft. Really hard to execute some radical surfing in the soft waves,
Yeah, I'm with you. After watching the replay, it did felt at the start more a possibility this wave of Maëlys, but you're right. It was a very hard wave to surf. She kind of did her best, but it comes in only at 3.2. this last of blue. So I was calling it good surfing, actually, not quite. 3.2, the last of blue for Baelis. It looked like a good wave choice at the start. I would go for that wave for sure, looking like I'm going to turn the heat with this one. But guess what? It's the puzzle of Anza, and at the end, there was not a lot of offer. So 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining. There's Connor Donegan dos Santos. He's a happy guy. Life's been good the last couple of weeks. A win at Kemal, already at finals day as well, here at Pro Taghazout Bay. So situation remains the same, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Now a red priority. Janire, you want to improve a 5.5. Maelis, last of blue, a 3.2. A blue still second, still chasing a 6.7 to take the lead. Again, Abdel, I think it's going to be the name of the game today. Looks like a contradiction. Stay active and stay selective. It's going to be hard.
And enjoy the vibes.
Yeah. 1 minute remaining. Now 45 seconds. Up next, first semifinal for the men's division. Last stop on the European region, reminding that this event is co-sanctioned by the European region of the WSL and also the African region of the WSL. African region with one more event before finishing the regional season. Last one on the European region. 20 seconds. So last opportunity for surfers to qualify in European region for the challengers. 10 seconds. And counting down for the end of semifinal number 2 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That signals the end of semifinal number 2. Congratulations, Janire Gonçalves Etchabari, Zorionak Janire. You're in the final of the Pro Taghazout Bay. Melis, merci pour ton surfing. Bonne chance pour la prochaine saison. And now about to start semifinal number 1 for the men's. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the heat is on. And there you go, results from the previous one. Janire Gonçalves Etchabari qualifying for the final. Maelis Joel stopping here at the semi. Still a great result for Maelis, but obviously last event of the season. Even the willpower, you even wanted more to finish the year with a highlight. But again, thank you so much to Maelis for a great week of surfing. And congratulations on Janire. Now, in the water, Justin Becquet and Adur Amatrian, 2 power surfers. Adur, not a rookie anymore. He's been in the Challenger Series. Both of them, actually, Challenger Series surfers. Adur qualified a couple of years ago. Very young qualifying for the Challenger Series was Adur after a win against Joan Duru at Pantin, which was a difficult one on proper surf. Justin, I can remember a really good performance already on the Challengers at Ericeira. That one stuck in my mind, one of a great week of surfing there by Justin. But he's one of both of them, obviously getting here to the semis, but great performances throughout the whole week, this past week. So no favorites on this one. Abdel, throughout this event, especially, let's check, we have a paddle there.
We got a paddler. Red up and riding. Going right. Cutting back. Looking for the steep section. Cutting back again. Looks like a warm-up wave really for Justin.
Yeah, that's going to come in on the 2-point range. First of red is Justin, 2.17. First of red, 2.17. Priority blue with Adur Amatrian. Adur, it did felt a bit, especially on the first rounds of this competition, but also now coming into finals days, both yesterday and today. There's a lot of juniors in this event, a lot of juniors arriving to the later rounds. So it does feel a little bit like a change of the guards, this last event on season.
More masters around, right?
No, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not calling the more experienced surfers in competition. They're not done yet, for sure. Like Luis is a super good example. I give you another one, Luis Diaz. He's been around for a while. He was reaping throughout the whole competition, you know. So I don't mean like the young ones are taking over, but I do mean there's a lot of junior surfers. We've been seeing them going into later rounds and competing really good throughout the whole event, and even more than a few hits with juniors against juniors.
Say depending on the waves, on the height of the wave. Blue up and riding in a nice looking wave here. Oh, two turns combo for the blue. Adur Amatrian. You see that decision? He didn't take off until he got the quality wave in hand. The selection was on point. As you can see on the replay here of the bottom and the carve right on the money. And the closeout turn laying back a bit stylish surfer. Priority with surfer in red. As you can see here is a debrief with Patrick Flores, the coach of Yanire Chabarri. They are debriefing that heat and seeing where the potential was. Trying to mind thinking what he's telling her. Okay, first of blue, 5.17. Adur en azul, su primera ola está 5.17. La première vague du rouge était notée 2.17. La prioridad es como licra roja. Priority with surfer in red. Under priority here we got blue up and riding. With a great opening turn here. The timing was impeccable. And out the back we got red. On the great looking wave here, up and riding. Nice carving top turn here for red. And great closing turn for Adur in blue. And red all the way to the inside. Bang! Pushing it to his best. Justin Becret de France. And now is the fighting for position. Fighting for priority. It looks like Justin got the edge, but let's see. As you can see here, blue. Big opening turn on the replay. And he dealt perfectly with that flat section. He was doing the Huntington hop and waving from right to left. And that close out turn was money. Replay for red here. See the first carve. Great flow here for surfer in red. For the wave in hand. Not easy. Second of blue, 6.33. La segunda ola de la surfista azul, 6.33. Second wave of red, 3.83. La deuxième vague du surfeur en rouge était notée 3.83. Situation. Blue first, sitting on the 6.33 and a throwaway of a 5.17. In second, we got red, sitting on a 3.83 and a low score of a 2.17. You need a 7.67 to advance. Priority with surfer in red, second priority blue. 21 minutes to go. This looks like the drone view from Anza. This is the backup spot of the contest area. As anchor point is not working. So we are, I think, 20 minutes more south. In this and this semi-beach break spot. It's
an hybrid spot between a reef break and a beach break.
I call it a fishbone.
Abdel, sorry for leaving you for 5 minutes. I was getting ready for the award ceremony as we see blue up
Blue
and
up and riding.
Yeah, it's been pretty active. Adur.
And great looking wave as well. Look, that 2 turns, 3 turns. Keeping it the speed, the flow.
Out the back on your split screen.
Out the back, red. And boom, wow, red as well. Negotiate, perfect negotiation into this flat section. And let's see if the wave stood up in the inside. Build the speed. Big snap off the top. Wow, commitment.
It was a very powerful turn with a lot of flair there by Justin to close out that one, and I'm glad to see way better waves.
And
right
here is,
now.
We got a fight between red and blue for priority. السابق دابا اللي طلع الاول غادي تكون عنده لا بريوريتي. شوفوا السابق مول الاحمر بغى يعض مول الازرق. عندك تابعوا بالجهد. هو يجر ليه الليش. لا. Yeah, it's crazy fight here.
Look at
the Moroccans love the fight, yeah.
From the Genghis angle. And it's a long paddle, huh? It's not like it's a beach break, it's going to be a long one.
Here he is, he's sticking.
It's not a sprint.
They kick. Look, he's kicking. Wow, he's trying to pass him basically. Look, he's so close to each other. Incroyable. Ces 2 surfeurs-là qui se battent pour la priorité. Et c'est le surfeur en bleu, je pense, qui gagne.
I think Justin just realized that Azur had already a bit of an advantage and he's going to save his energy.
He just give up.
I mean, it was wise, huh? Once there's no point in...
And there we go, red, taking a decision on the inside. Without priority, building speed. Big snap off the top, off the bottom, and the great finishing turn. Remember, quality but not quantity. And there, that was exactly.
This is a very important momentum on this hit, Abdel. Until now, Justin was sitting on a 217 and a 383 with Adur with a 517 and a 633. So Justin was chasing already a high requirement now. These last 2 waves of Justin, definitely his best wave so far in the heat. We're also waiting for 1 score on last of Adur's. Adur was aiming to improve on a 517, and that was a good wave also by Adur. So until now, looked like the momentum all going for blue, all going for Adur. These last couple of waves, and losing that pedal battle for Justin maybe was a good thing, because he was right on spot for this last wave. So let's wait for scores as we see the replay on your screens of the wave of Adur. That's the third of blue.
To be honest, I love how he negotiated that wave.
A lot of flow, huh?
A lot of flow, man. Not easy to serve, but any means.
Now, this is the first of the two scores we're waiting for Justin.
The opening red on the inside, on the right hander. High line of the bottom. Great carving here. And the reverse. Wow.
So on
progression
your screens,
element right there.
So on your screens, we just saw the replay of the first of the three scores we're now waiting for Justin, just with that snap-tail slide right in front of Adur. Then when he kicked out, they went for the pedal battle. Adur won that one, but Justin fired a good one on his way out. We're waiting for scores on that one as well. And now we're waiting for one more score while we're doing with the replays. Live here at the beach, we had the third one on a row by Justin Becquerel. So waiting for one score on blue. Adur might improve on his backup, but if so, not by much. Let's see how last of blue is scored. But Justin, I believe the third of red is kind of comparable with last of blue. But there's two more scores coming in for red. Let's see how the situation is going to be in a few minutes. 16 minutes remaining, blue priority, waiting for scores blue. And last of blue, Adur, 5.8. So new backup. Last of blue, 5.8. Third of red, Justin, was a 5.57. All scores are in for blue. Justin, at this stage, we're still waiting for two scores on red. Red second was needing a 6.56. We're waiting for two scores on red. Adur, last of blue, a 5.8. It's your new backup. It's a blue priority. Blue, for now, in the lead, but keep in mind, waiting for two important scores of red. And those were quality waves, definitely keepers, the last two of red. So let's stand by for scores. And as soon as scores are in, we'll update the situation once again. We're pretty much turning the heat into the second half. 15 minutes and 5 seconds remaining up there.
Yeah, I can't wait to see those scores dropping. It's going to be super interesting. In a we are halfway through this heat. And red on the inside. Up and riding, going left. Build the speed. Snaps it off the top. Off the bottom, snaps it twice. Combo in that two massive turns here for red jersey, Justin Becquerel.
Yeah, very active last 5 minutes for Justin. That's his wave number 4 in the last 5 minutes. Since we turned the 20-minute mark, he got 4 waves. We're now again waiting for 3 scores on Justin. Meanwhile, you can see Adur on the outside. Remember the mental preparation? Now it's when you need that. Trying to get away of all of this chaos. Adur is out there, and he's been listening to us talking a lot about red. Red is, we're excited about red. Red is going to do that. And he's trying to stay focused away from all of this. Now, previous of red, 2 waves ago, Justin, was a 4.67. That's the one before the pedal battle, a 4.67. Well, actually, that's the one just after the pedal battle, that 4.67 of Justin, I believe. Now, I believe a couple more scores still to come in for red. The one of the right-hander with the air, and this last one we saw of Justin. 13.5 minutes remaining. So just a little bit of a rewind. So we saw, and scores about to come in. And we're now waiting for scores on that right-hander of the air of Justin. That's the score that's about to come in. And then we'll still be waiting for one more score, his last one.
See that Iago Dominguez is warm up for the next heat.
Now, previous of blue, the one with the air, the right-hander, 6.13. Justin. 6.13. That's the right-hander with the air. Now we're waiting for one more score on red, the last of red. With that, red second, Justin, and he's in the water. Red second, Justin, needing 6.01. We're still waiting for one more score on red. Abdel, is it only the tide? Because it definitely looks bigger and bigger and bigger every set that comes in.
Well,
Let's
it was
keep
good
our
for
fingers
us,
crossed.
huh? Good
Yes.
for us for a great final. And there he is, last of red, 6.83.
Blue up and riding. Abdurrahman incomplete on the turn. So that turns the heat, Abdel. Last of red. Best wave of the heat. 6.83, Justin. Red takes the lead. Red in the lead, Justin, to improve a 6.13. Adur, blue is down to second. Blue needs 6.64. Red up and riding. That's Justin trying now to improve on a 6.13. He just took the lead with the previous one. And again, a completion and make on that last one. She was aiming to improve on a 6.13. Not so much an offer on this last of red. So again, Adur, blue priority. Blue second, needing 6.64. 11 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. So really good last 5 minutes of Justin. This last one, not going on red stop too, Justin. 4.97. But all started with wave number 4, a 4.67 for Justin. Here he got better and better. Got a 6.13 on wave number 5, a 6.83 with wave number 6, and with that one, he turned the heat. He's now in the lead. Adur had a really good start. Adur still has the second best wave of the heat, a 6.33, backing it up with a 5.8, and needing a 6.64 for the lead. It's very, very tight, very even the whole heat. You look at totals, 12.96 for the leader, 12.13 for second place. So 7/10 of a point, close to 8/10 of a point when it comes to totals between first place and second. 10.5 minutes remaining. Still one more third of the heat ahead of us. What's making the difference here is pretty much Justin with a pair of sixes. Adur has 1-6 and a mid-5. It's those backups that are actually making the difference right now.
And here is, we got both surfers are paddling outside, trying to look for better scores. And yeah, that was a big hit by the surfer in red. And look, blue up and riding. Nice carving top turn here. Wow, great second turn, goes down, sadly. That was a great looking wave in my point of view.
Yeah.
Not a big one, but just, you know.
The final section was a little bit of a bend from the wave. That last section coming a little bit from the southwest. And
that was study, man, to catch that wave, you know, and let the big ones passing by and just getting this mid-sized ones really, like, who hugs the reef very well.
I don't want to jinx it, but you remember the first hit of the morning? We're talking about no in-betweeners? Not anymore. There's plenty of in-between waves right now. So we don't have, there's obviously, and the sets are getting bigger. I don't want to jinx it, Abdel, but it's getting better. It's getting better. This swell seems to arrive here on time. It was forecasted to arrive this morning, this new longer interval swell. Usually, sometimes those ones are a little bit late, but I believe this one is right on time for the party.
And there we go. We got blue up and riding on the inside here. The bottom, carves that off the top, looking for that steep section. Remember, clean surfing here for surfing blue. Snaps it, laying back all the way through to the inside. Dado Ramatrian. Priority with surfer in red now. Red, you are in the lead, sitting on 6.83 and a 6.13. Blue, your last wave is yet to drop. Prior to your last wave, you was needing a 6.64 to advance.
It's all about the sixes in this hit. The 3 top scores of the hit on the 6-point range. Requirement for Adur to advance to first, also on the 6-point range. And here's the replay of Adur's last right-hander. Nice bottom turns there. That's a good carve. And let's see if the wave. A snap there as well by Adur. Last foam climb. And we're standing by for scores. And it's already in. Last of blue Adur. Not going on blue stop 2. 5.2. So Adur's situation remains the same. Blue second. Still needing a 6.64 for the lead with just over 7 minutes remaining. Red priority. So on previous heat, that could be a nice backup, a 5.2. Not on this one. No changes. Reminding Justin now to improve a 6.13. That's his backup.
Welcome everyone to this Pro Taghazout Bay. Welcome all the audience following us on the webcast. Yeah, we are mainly speaking into the beach, but not too much to the webcast, but we're trying our best to do both. And as you see on the next heat, we got Connor Dos Santos. Dos Santos is like famous name in Brazil, right?
Dos Santos, like Silva, it's like a famous name in Portugal. And then the Portuguese went to the Brazil. It's a very typical Portuguese name, means from the Saints. And he's a good mix, Irish mom, a Brazilian father, living in the Canary Islands. So it's like the best of 3 worlds, not 2. And as a brother, and we wish all best. But we're going to talk about that coming up next. Connor, we just said that, just coming from a great result at Kemau, winning at Kemau against Juanduru. His brother, and we wish all the best. I'm pretty sure Donegan is watching at home right now, and wishing you all the best. Get well soon. He's injured right now, Donegan, and get well soon. But we're going to talk about that when it comes to the next heat, because Connor doesn't have an easy task. Going against Connor, Iago Domingues. Iago's such a warrior, such a fighter, you know, and coming from a part of the world with really good waves too. But that's coming up next. Now, we have 5 minutes remaining on this one. Very important 5 minutes on this very close hit so far between Justin and Adur. Still 7/10 of a point when it comes to totals between them. Both of them on the 12 points total. 12.96 for Justin, 12.13 for Adur. Under 5 minutes, surfers. 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Reminding you, red priority, second priority blue.
There we go. We got blue up and riding. Just in and out.
Yeah, under red priority, so
yeah.
No harm done.
Yeah, he's looking for quality wave to get that 6.64. The selection is gonna be crucial.
Now I'm wondering where the coach is timing the sets, because you could clearly tell between minute 15 and minute 8, around that, there were a lot of waves coming in. We've been without a new set, a new flurry of waves coming in for the last 5 minutes, pretty much, since we got that 497 of, the 5.2 of Adur on the right-hander, and that was even a flurry. Actually, the last of that set, I believe, was the 497 of Justin. Well, like multiple sets, actually. Plenty of waves throughout those 7-8 minutes. Now, way more quiet. Here's the replay of, I believe that's Adur's 6.33, the second best of the hit so far.
Yeah, you see how he negotiated that flat section. Really impressive. And this is the difference between fat surfers and the skinny surfers.
That's the 5.8 of Adur.
You see, he's a very light-footed surfer. Like, he stay alive in this.
Yeah, I think it's one of the plus of Adur's is transitions. He's really good in transitions. Beautiful bottom turns, rail to rail, not a lot of downtime. And now this is the 6.13 of Justin Becret, the right-hander into the air, and then taking it to the left the left for the 6-8-3, which is now the best wave of the hit so far. And with that, Justin turned the hit. 2.5 minutes remaining. Red priority, second priority blue. Two minutes remaining. Yeah, really close is Justin. You see right now where Adur moves, Justin follows with the red priority and in the lead. Red is taking care of business.
And there we go. Blue taking a decision here. Up and riding. Blue off the bottom. Big carving top turn here. Off the bottom again. Huge layback snap. Money. It's going to be interesting in the dying minutes of that heat.
Yeah, really powerful turn to close this one by Adur.
Priority with surfer in red always. Justin Becret. 1 minute to go. دقيقة واحدة على نهاية الشوط.
Just I think you gotta look at this one.
And there we go.
He's gonna go for it.
Red taking a decision. Just in and out. He didn't see the potential on that wave.
Waiting for scores. Judges still reviewing that last one of blue. 30 seconds remaining on your screens. The replay of last of blue. Beautiful bottom turn for the first top carved by Adur.
You got red paddling and up and riding.
Power
Just
slash.
Off the bottom. Carves it off the chop. Reverse it. Progression. Looking for the closeout turn
10
here.
10 seconds.
And boom, nice closeout turn for surfing
Counting
red.
down
Justin
5,
Becret.
4, 3, 2, 1. Well, that was a very exciting end of the heat. Heat is over, but not done yet. There's two very important scores to come in. Next heat will be on standby. Iago and Connor, you'll be on standby. There's, like I said, this heat is over. Not done yet. Well done to both surfers. I believe they do deserve a well round of applause. Good battle, boys. Good surfing for both of you. Reminding you that prior to the last of red, Adur was chasing a 6.64. Justin was aiming to improve at least a 6.13 on that last one. There was good surfing by both of them. Let's see who qualifies for the final. And last over blue, Adur, a 7.17. That puts the blue in first place. 7.17. So far, best way of the heat, but now waiting for scores on last of red. The answer from Justin Becret. And it was good surfing by Justin. He was needing a 6.68. That was the requirement now. A 6.68 for Justin to regain first place. Judges on review mode. Next heat on standby. But thank you so much for surfing, guys. Great show. On this last event of the season. A lot of pressure. Scores about to come in for last of red for Justin. Justin doesn't look like enough. What's coming down from the judges right now. It's a 5.43, the last of red. Anyways, Justin, congratulations. Well done. Great surfing throughout the whole week. Adur, Zorianak, congratulations. You're in the final of the Pro Taghazout Bay Adur Amatrian. Next heat, continuing to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What a finish. Great surfing for both of them. 13.5 total for the winner. There you go. And 12.96 for second place. Both of them having solid hits. The difference here was definitely the last of red, sorry, the last of blue of Vaduz, the best way of the heat, finishing with a low 7. Aduramatrian is in the final of the Pro Taghazout Bay. Now, there will be 2 surfers in the final. Who will join him? We're about to find out. We just started the semifinal number 2, and there you go. Iago Domingues wearing the red singlet, Connor Donegan dos Santos wearing the blue one. A very interesting battle coming our way. Surfers coming from 2 different regions of Spain. Connor coming from Lanzarote in the Canary Islands. Iago Domingues coming from beautiful Euskadi. Beautiful Canaries as well. Love them both. Great guys. Great places where they come from. So, yeah. It's going to be a show, I promise you. Wishing you all the best to both of you. May the ocean cooperate and give you a lot of opportunities. That's a very happy Atura Matriana on your screens. Great results. Critical event. We're going to check the rankings as soon as possible. And a great, well, not the best one, but still really great, really good result by Justin Becret. But most of all, he's been charging throughout the whole week, Justin. So again, Justin, thank you so much for your surfing. Really fun to see throughout the whole week. Reminding you that after the end of this one, we're going to go with the first final of the day. That will be the ladies' final. Do start getting ready, Alice Barton and Janire Gonzalez Echavarri. There are finalists. And if you, well, for sure, you will remember that we finished the previous heat with a flurry of waves. So we're going to start it slow. It's been the story of the day. A bit of a slow start when it comes to the ocean, but normally, again, reminding you, we finished with a flurry of waves on the previous heat. And it's been like around 10 minutes, pretty much between sets, which, with a bit of luck, gives at least 3 good sets, without counting the in-betweeners, for the surfers in the heat to show their performances. Now I have to be on spot when those sets arrive. Iago just having a quick look there. Connor a little bit further up. Rat's taking a look at this one, Iago. And he's going to take off. This could be like a room for 2 turns there. First carve. And now bottom turn for a snapper to finish this one. So waiting for the first of red for Iago Domingues. Now Connor also taking a look. There's a pedal for blue. And blue is up and riding. Get back roundhouse. So a good outside the first part of the wave. But then, once he hitches there, deep water, kind of fades away. Connor option to kick out. Looking over his shoulder, realizing red is further inside. So he wants to stay with priority. Oh, that's the replay of the first of red, a 2-turn wave for Iago.
Yeah.
First carve, and that's a nice snap to finish it. Now layback snap, there you go. Thanks, Abdel. And then the replay as well will be coming for a wave of Connor, or maybe not. But it did look like a better start from Iago than it did for Connor. The wave of Connor had it really good, looked good at start. He had a decent cutback roundhouse, and it might look the wave was about to go vertical. It just hit deep water and just faded away for Connor. So that translates Iago, first of red, 4.5. First of red, 4.5. Connor, first of blue, 2 points. First of blue, 2 points. As a courtesy, because both of them speak good Spaniards, although Iago speaks Euskera as well. Primeira de rojo, Iago, 4,5. Primeira de azul, Connor, 2 puntos. It's just a courtesy. We are, it's officially, we speak English on every single event, and then the language of the country that we are at. Here in Morocco, 2 official languages. Am I correct? Moroccan and French, or only Moroccan? Help me, Abdel.
No, official language in Morocco is Darija.
Darija.
Darija
Only
is,
one.
is the only one.
Okay.
Is Arabic language. And well, Arabic that we speak in the street is not classical Arabic that you hear in the news. So yeah, is we call it the local language is Darija, and the second language here is French.
Oh, still
But
French. Okay.
lately it was back and forth with English, but the new generation,
Yes, I
I
was going
would
to say that.
say, they speak more English, and the older generation they speak Arabic and also French.
I totally realized that coming from the outside, being a foreigner. When I got here first time was like 30 years ago. You could speak French with a lot of people because I can't speak the official, the main one. And nowadays, last 10 years, I approach the kids speaking French like I used to, and everybody answers to me, English, please, English, please. It's very true. It's very, internet and becoming a more international world has a lot to do with that. And surfing, most of the communication in surfing, that's why English is the official language of the WSL. Most communication in surfing comes in English.
True, but don't forget that this southern region of Morocco, Agadir area, they speak Amazigh,
Yes.
which is the local language.
Priority blue, second priority red. Priority blue, second priority red.
Okay, we got back into the heat. Now we got red. He just taking a look. He's not even paddling into it. So the wave looks interesting now. They did change again
Yes.
and keep changing with the tide pushing. So
I
it's
was-
gonna be more options.
I was wondering, if I was about to go out for a free surf, where would I sit? You know?
Oh, we got a blue up and riding in the whitewash here. Cutting back, looking for that steep section.
So he's gonna
Cutting
go-
back again. Build the speed. Off the bottom. Big layback snap goes down. تقويصة خطيرة ديال الدراري.
Red priority. That was the money turn. That one that corner missed. There was not a lot offer before that turn for blue. And scores about to come in. Last of blue corner, 2.1. Last of blue, 2.1. One thing we learned already today is that we can see a surfer sitting on a pair of twos in second place for most of the heat and then turn the whole heat around on the last 10 minutes. So with 21 minutes remaining, there's a lot of time on this one.
And
Although
mostly-
better start by Iago with that 4.5.
And mostly the people, like the surfer under priority. These people under
It's been
priority.
the story of the day.
Yeah, he's fishing around under priority and get somehow the best opportunity possible to execute the best surfing possible and make it to the next round, which is very interesting.
You know what? Until the last 3 minutes of the heat, I would rather have no priority in the heat on the day like today. You know, it makes you feel more free. And you do have to test. That's one thing that we realized today. You have to test the waves. If the lefts, you have to take off to realize if there's an inside connection or not. From time to time, paying close attention to the right-handers as well. You remember last heat, the scores that turned the heat actually for Justin Becret, all of those, no, actually, a right-hander and a left-hander for Justin, the waves who turned the heat. But there's potential on both ways. And yeah, so it's a very hard read. It's a very difficult day to compete. And you have to be adapting and moving pretty much the whole time. So I think I found now the answer. When we go like you have to stay active but selective, I think you have to adapt throughout the whole heat. I think that's the word for today, adaptation.
Definitely adapting to the situation and the frequency of the wave you have in hand. And not easy to do, really hard to do, because you have to be connected with the ocean, Mother Nature. And here is, we got a Blue up and riding, cutting back, looking for the steep section. As you can see, keeping his board moving. The Hannington hop here. On the US Open, we used to see that a lot, and a huge opening turn here. And second one in a row.
Out the back.
Incredible.
On the right-hander, Justin Becquet taking off and kicking out early.
No, that was Iago Dominguez.
Just still stuck on the previous end. Iago Dominguez, obviously, kicking out really fast. In and out for Iago.
Yeah, and so as you can see, that last wave of blue, it was interesting, starting very soft. Let's wait for the replay, but
it's one of those that starts small. Then the second section was like twice. Look at the size of the wave
here.
here.
Look at the replay, yeah.
And
very
now look how
small.
big he's going to get.
And then the Hannington hop. He's dancing. And then here, bango. And off the bottom again, and the lay back right on the money.
You know, Abdel, I think that first turn is a very hard turn because you put a lot of pressure on yourself. Because you kind of, 3 seconds before the turn, he already knew he was going to go for the turn there. It will be opportunity, and he could not miss it. So that puts a lot of pressure on yourself, realizing there's a really good section coming my way. But really good job by Connor. And then one more good turn to finish it.
And we got Blue on the inside. He's taking a look. And a great looking wave here. He built the speed, looking for the air section. Oh, just decided not to go for it.
Connor, previous of Blue, 5.67. Previous of Blue, 5.67. That's the best wave of the heat. Connor, that goes together with 2.1, and you turn the heat. Blue is now in the lead. Situation changes, Blue in the lead. Iago, you're second with first priority. And Iago's taking a look at this one with 17 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Iago, red second. Red needs 3.28. Red needs 3.28. Connor, Blue in the lead to improve on a 2.1. 17 minutes remaining. Nos queda 17 minutos em la manga. Connor lideras, anterior de azul 5.67. Mejoró la de la manga y para mejorar todavía un 2.10. Iago, tienes la prioridad. Rojo se queda segundo. Buscas 3.28 para liderar. Here we go.
We're gonna red up riding. Iago Dominguez just in and out.
Yeah, he
and
realized.
on the inside, he was looking at it as well.
You know, I think Iago thought I might take this one, or might not. Then realizing Connor was so close to him, thinking, if I keep with the wave, I'm going to lose priority. What do I need more at this stage? This one or priority? And he went for priority.
Oh, here he is. Got both surfers are fishing. And Red, he's paddling. He's taking a decision here, taking a good look at it.
This is going to be a good one. Looks like a good
back.
one.
And here he is. Cutting back again. Looking for the steep section. Going right this time. Off the bottom. Big snap off the chop for surfer in red. Iago Dominguez. The País Vascos.
So hard, Abdel. At the takeoff, I saw he's taking off a little bit further up north, so he's going to get rid of that deep water section. The wave is going to get really, really good. And then the left turned into a right-hander. And it was looking really with a lot of potential at start. Really adapting to the wave. That's a replay of Iago. Good job by Iago. He's going to adapt. He's going to change direction. But by here, I thought he's going to stand up and go all the way. And he starts fading away again. See, even having a hard time there. And turns into a right-hander.
And that turn was money, you know. He'd been waiting for it the whole wave, really, you know. Waiting for scores.
Yes, blue priority. Blue priority. Time call, 15 minutes remaining. So Iago was chasing a 3.28. It's another very close hit, this one, the semifinal number 2. Standing by for scores on last of red. Just under 15 minutes remaining. So in the second half of the heat already. Judges reviewing and comparing. They have a few waves to compare with. I'll bet you they're bringing the 4-5 of Iago, his first one, and the 5-6-7 of Connor to review them again and check replay.
On the screen, we got Alice Barton and her dad, I believe, her coach, are talking about condition, maybe. I'm not sure. And try to adjust to the tide factor that's pushing quickly here with the full moon, I believe. It's moving fast.
That's also the thing. No point in arriving really early here at the beach to check conditions because they're way different right now than they were like at 6:30 in the morning. Now scores about to come in for Iago. Judges are done with replays. It's a 4.2. Last of red, Iago. 4.2. That puts red in second. In the lead. Red in the lead, Iago. Red in the lead. And that's red's the backup. 4.2, Iago, being your backup. Connor, you're down to second. Blue second. Still with the best way of the heat, a 5.67. Connor needs a 3.03. So blue second with priority, needing a 3.03. Iago in the lead to improve a backup of 4.2. Pois que Iago agora lideras, Rojo lidera para mejorar 4.20. Este nuevo backup, 4.20, nota de tu última ola. Pois Connor se queda em segundo, todavia com a melhor ola da manga, 5.67, buscando agora 3.03 para liderar. 13 minutes remaining.
And we got a paddler here on the inside. This is Iago Dominguez in red. Off the bottom, cutting back, build the speed. And a big re-entry here to finish. Steady turn. Timing, precision.
And the priority. So waiting for
Out
this
the
last one of
back.
Iago. Connor's up and running.
Out the back, blue snaps it off the top. And he prefers to
He had
keep
no option.
the priority, yeah?
He had no option. The wave just faded away there for Connor. So this one might go on Connor's top two, but I don't think it's going to do nothing for him. Yeah, and that's the replay of last of Iago's. He's trying to get rid of about 4.2. First carve, and I really like this last turn for Iago. Let's see if it's going to be an improvement or not. But it felt like maybe the best. Well, let's stand by. Let's stand by. So last of blue at 2.33. For the moment, Connor still second, needing a 3.03. He's going to stay second. Let's see if the requirement will go higher once we have scores for last of red. I won't be that surprised if Iago will improve on his total with his last one. Now Iago is up and riding once again. Plenty of speed, no turns.
No turns. Yeah, those guys been selective, trying to replace that low score again. And and here we go out the back. No, I thought he gonna go, but just.
Previous of Iago's is feeling like, not by much, but I think the best wave of the hit. Yeah, it's right there. It's actually by 1 point the best wave of the hit. No. Second best wave. We still have the 5.67 of Connor. So last of red, previous of red, Iago, 5.5. Previous of red, 5.5. Iago, that's your new high score. Iago, you want to improve on a 4.5. Connor, blue second. Blue needs a 4.33. Blue needs a 4.33. Blue priority, 10 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. Pois que Iago, última de rojo, 5.5. Este mejorou en la manga. Azul segundo, Connor buscando 4.33. So improvement by Iago. And with that, Connor is now chasing a higher requirement. Still pretty average, 4.33. 10 minutes remaining. We're now in the last third part of the heat.
We got paddling blue, no takers, and I think the red saying thank you very much, but he couldn't get it as well. Uh, so priority with blue still in the 9 minutes and 40-second mark. And here is blue up and riding. Connection and just in and out, really.
You know what? I think that was a bit of a wishful thinking there by Connor, because that whitewater section coming his way, you could tell the wave was about to close out, but he wishful thinking, thinking, oh, maybe, and there was nothing. There was nothing on offer, and I think he's going to lose priority. He just did. So it's now a red priority. Red priority.
You know what? Sometimes it's not too bad. You lose priority, you fish under, and you got something like previous heats. You see,
Yeah.
people with no priority, they've been fishing around and getting scores, and the guys with the priority out the back been playing the patient game again and couldn't get the score really, couldn't get the wave.
Exactly what I was thinking and saying a few minutes back. You know, on a day like today, I almost prefer being without priority until the last 3 minutes of the heat. Then you do need to take control of the lineup, make sure. So I want to use priority on a day like today more to make sure that the other guy doesn't catch waves than for me to get the better waves of the heat. Because with that, like you said, you want to be free. Or maybe not, you know. There's no perfect strategy.
True, and as you can see here, you got both surfers are paddling to this wave. Let's see who's gonna get it.
Red priority.
And the red is up and riding. Float the boat. Check the speed here. Interesting how he keep the speed in that flat section. And here is nice layback re-entry here. Iago Dominguez. And out the back, can see Connor. He's paddling, trying to get into that left. White water takeoff here. He couldn't make it around. That was a good wave, you know. Bad luck. Take off behind a bit.
Well, it's the replay of of Iago's. And I really want to see this replay. I think Iago is he's taking a little bit of a different line throughout this deep water part of the wave. A little bit of a higher line there. That's making keep some speed and arrive with speed for that last turn. So interesting there by Iago. I kind of thought that a couple of waves ago. And yeah, he's taking kind of a different line there, making sure he makes the connection between the outside and the inside. Interesting. 7 minutes remaining. Waiting for scores on last of red. And still last a couple of waves for blue were throwaways. Now Connor not doing the same mistake as he did before. On this last one, realizing I'm not going to be stubborn. This is only white water, and I'm going to kick out and make sure I stay with priority.
True, that's very important in that punch of heat and a 6 minute 35-second mark. Like holding priority and hoping for the best option possible to get that score of a 4.33. Let's see.
Now, I won't be that surprised when scores are in for red that Connor will be chasing a higher requirement. Last of red might go into red stop two. Iago was aiming to improve on a 4.5.
Let's see. Looks like blue taking a good look. It didn't go. Interesting. The surfers are checking and looking where the best opportunity are. What is the lip? How many turns I can do in the wave? How critical are the lips on the wave, not flat and that. So it's very interesting to see the decision of the surfers really before making any move.
Judge is still on replay mode. We're still on standby for scores on last of red. Waiting for scores, Iago. Still waiting for scores. Now it's in. Last of red, 5.1. Last of red, 5.1. That's your new backup, Iago. Connor.
Five minutes to go.
Last of red, a 5.1. Last of red, a 5.1. That goes into red, stop 2. Red with a new backup. And Connor, you're now second. You're still second, actually, Connor. You now need a new requirement of 4.93. 4.93.
Red padding
To
up,
take the
riding
lead.
big air. Oh, goes down. I love when the surfers are going for it. Priority with surfer in blue. Blue, you're still second. You need a 4.93 to advance. Red, you're still first. Red, two top scores is a 5.5 and a 5.1. Blue, you're sitting on the 5.67 and a throwaway of a 2.33. You need a 4.93 to advance. Priority with surfer in blue. Second priority red. 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go. It's getting interesting in these dying minutes of that heat. The last exchange is going to be decisive in that heat. Let's see what's going to happen. It's getting tight, super tight. And let's see, we got both surfers are glued into each other. That was the replay of recap already of the heat. And out the back, we got both surfer paddling. Blue with priority, up and riding. Foam claim, caught in back, super clean surfing here for surfer in blue. And there we go, he's looking for the steep section. Now building the speed, float the boat, and the great finishing turn here for surfer in blue. Connor.
It was a 4.93, the requirement for Connor.
Now priority with surfer in red.
1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. And Red's taking a look. This is has the potential, let's see, to be the answer by Iago Domingues to the potential attack of Connor.
Cutting back, looking for that close-out turn. Build the speed off the bottom. Big snap off the top. Critical goes down. كويسة خطيرة هذه يا الشعب.
Surfers time call now, 1 minute, last minute. On standby for scores on Last of Blue. Connor was chasing a 4.93. Also on standby for scores on Last of Red. That will not go into red, stop 2, the Last of Red. So requirement will stay the same. Iago was aiming to improve on a 5.1. Last of Red will not go into red, stop 2. And the replay of the Last of Blue or Connor on your screens right now. Stalling there for the final attack. Floater and a solid re-entry to finish. 30 seconds remaining. Now on the inside, Red taking a look. Iago, we're about to count down this heat for the end. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is over, far from done, because important scores still to come in. And there's the Last of Blue already in. Last of Blue, Connor, 5.6. Last of Blue, 5.6. That puts blue in first place. All scores are in for red as well. So I already have results advancing to the final of the Pro Taghazout Bay. Is Connor Donegan dos Santos. Connor in the final. Iago, miles quer por tu surfing durante toda a semana. Iago, thank you so much for surfing throughout the whole week. And thank you, boys. Great semifinal. Now, we're about to start the ladies' final. And continuing to start for another 30 minutes of action. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're on, game on, with the final on the ladies division. Here we go, results from the second semifinal. Connor Donegan dos Santos, 11.27 total against 10.6, a close battle. As you can see, both of them finishing with the 5s. That was pretty much it, the best scores of the heat. And Connor is in the final. Now, we just started the ladies' final. Alice Barton wearing the red singlet, Janine Gonzalez Echabari in blue.
Yeah, and as you see here, in red, we got Alice Barton from the UK. And in blue, we got Yanire Gonzalez Echabari from the País Bascos in Spain. Those two surfers are super talented, national champ, I'm pretty sure. And back to the heat now. Both of them are paddling into that wave. But no takers. Welcome everyone to this Pro Taghazout Bay. EQS 4000 here in southern Morocco, Agadir region. مرحبا بكم البرو تاغازوت باي. Red up and riding. Cutting back. Looking for the steep section. She prefer waiting for better wave quality here. Priority with surfer in blue. 27 minutes and 50 seconds to go. First of red, 2.17. مرحبا بكم البرو تاغازوت باي. هذا الكيو اس 4000 اللي تيجمع ما بين القاره الافريقيه والقاره الاوروبيه. ابطال جايين من افريقيا ومن اوروبا باش يلعبوا في هذه المسابقه هذه. ودابا حنا في النهايات ديال الصنف الاناث، وعندنا واحد السيرفوره بالليكره حمراء من الانجليز والسيرفوره بالليكره الزرقاء من الباس كانتري. Blue up and riding. Nothing happened yet. Just few cutbacks, looking for the steep section. And now the business is happening. Build the speed on the inside section. Huge snap off the top here for surfer in blue. Yanire Echabari. Priority with surfer in red. 26 minutes and 26 seconds to go. So those heats are having duration of 30 minutes, and the two best waves are counting, and they can take as much waves as they like, and the only two best wave account. Judges are judging from 1 to 10, and to determine who gonna win. First of blue, 5.5. La primera de azul, 5.5. أول موجة ديال السيرفورة بالليكرة زرقاء 5.50. Priority with surfer in red. 25 minutes to go. As you can see on the drone view. Surfer waiting for the set. Big lows between sets, but when the sets arrive, is many of them. We are in the Kingdom of Morocco. Thank you so much to our King Mohammed VI, His Majesty the King Mohammed VI, that's helping a lot the sport here in Morocco. All sports really, and then take this time to thank our sponsors, la wilaya de la région de Souss Massa, la commune de Taghazout Anza, la région de Souss Massa, la société de développement touristique de la région de Souss Massa, l'Office national marocain du tourisme Taghazout Bay, Africa Gaz, Marsa Maroc, Siat Maroc, Radisson Blue Resort, Taghazout Bay, Surf Village, in Atlas, and we got Blue Up and Riding. In Atlas, Butek, 2M Radio, Hit Radio, Radio Mars. Shukran jazilan. Thank you so much, our sponsors, to keep it up for this event. شكرا l'organisation ديال العصبة الرياضية لركوب الموج. Thanks to the WSL. Thanks to the police, protection civile, and Red Up and Riding. Back to the heat. Just in and out, she was looking for some steep sections to execute. Red, paddling and up and riding. Looking for that steep section on the inside. Big turn. Goes down. Thank you so much, the crowd of the beach, the DJ, the people coming here to watch the contest live on the beach. شكرا جزيلا الناس كاملين اللي جاو تيتفرجوا معنا في هذه المسابقه هذه اونلاين او لا في لابلاج هنايا في البحر تيتبعوا معنا النهايات ديال هذه البطوله العالميه ديال ركوب الموج. شكرا جزيلا ونشطوا معنا. Okay, paddling surfer looks like blue paddling, no shakers. So situation, blue first, sitting on a 5.5 and a 2.33. Red second, sitting on the 2.17 and a low score of a 1.87. You need a 5.66 to advance in that heat.
So Abdel, I reckon in this first third of the heat, we have a keeper. That's the 5-5 of Janire. All remaining scores in the 2.5. Now up and riding.
Blue, build the speed. Let's see. Looking for that short break zone. Snaps it off the top right before that lip dropping.
Really good timing of Janire on that last turn. Bigger section as well on this last one of Janire. Let's see how the score translates. But like I was saying, prior to that last of blue, so far in the first 10 minutes of the heat, only one keeper. That was the 5-5 of Janire. All remaining scores under 2.5. That's on your screens, the replay of this last one of Janire. Really good timing for that last turn. On that snap and kicking out. 19.5 minutes remaining. Scores are starting to come in for the last of blue. Last of blue, 4.5. Last of blue, Janire, 4.5. That's the second best wave of the heat. So blue leads with the top two waves, a 5.5 and a 4.5. Plenty of time remaining, just over 19 minutes. It's a red priority. Alice Barton in second place, needing a 7.83. Both surfers with 3 waves so far. On your screens, the Dos Santos family. That's the father, Claudio and Connor, reviewing on the webcast some of the waves from the previous heat. A difficult one for Connor Donegan Dos Santos. Yeah, and he's getting very, very close, if not there already, to the Challenger Series. Last event of the season. Super important on rankings. The last update I have here on the rankings is prior to the start of this event. I believe a lot of surfers already jumped a few spots on the rankings. It will be a sad day in the competition area for some of them, a very happy day for a few of them as well. Red priority, now second priority blue with 18 minutes remaining. And turning now. No takers on this one. Still a red priority with second priority on blue.
And let's see what's going to happen. Here we see blue taking a look. No takers.
Janire taking a look there. And Alice priority.
Priority with surfer in red. Second priority blue.
Abdel, I believe the coldest day we had so far since the start of the event. It's a bit cloudy, but I think that's taking the thermal away, the onshore flow in the afternoon. Looks like very light variable winds for this finals day. So not a lot of sun. It's not a perfect world, but the wind looks like super light.
But watch out, when it's cloudy like this, the afternoon is going to be super warm.
Yeah.
Ha ha.
So that will mean swimming pool in the afternoon for all of us. Thank you so much, Radisson, and all the amazing staff for hosting us once again.
Taghazout Bay, of course.
Yes.
So priority with surfer in red, second priority blue. And situation remain the same. Blue first, sitting on the 5.5 and the 4.5. Red second, sitting on the low score, both two low score throwaways, a 2.17 and 1.87. You require a 7.83, Alice. And you got the priority in blue, in red. Priority surfer in red.
And we're not
16 minutes to go.
Exactly, Abdel, my point. We're not even halfway through this heat, 30-minute final.
And interesting, as you can see, we got plenty of waves and then sometimes a big lows. And those smart, very smart people that they keeping busy on the beginning of the heat, you know. And here is, we got both surfers are up and riding, going left, going right. Wow. Great surfing here for blue and also the red. Wow, great finish in turn for blue and red. Also, applaudissements pour ces deux surfeuses. Incroyable. Ils sortent le grand jeu pour cette finale.
Yes, 15 minutes now remaining. We're going into the second half of the heat. Very interesting exchange. Split pick there. Alice taking the right-hander. And, Janine did have to wait for a while. There was a little bit of a downtime there on the left. As usual, happens on the left. More intense, I believe, was the wave of Alice. Here we go on her back. And that's the replay.
Yeah. Replay, yeah.
Yeah, and I went the opposite, sorry. It was actually Janire on the right-hander.
I think she had the best of this exchange.
Yeah.
With a little bit more wall, steeper section, not necessarily longer wave, but more wall.
Yeah, my bad. I mixed the
yeah?
names. I was talking about, obviously, about Janire and the right-hander being more intense. It's a shorter ride, but the turns look more critical. A little bit of a downtime for Alice on the left, like usually the lefts do, but still a nice finish for Alice. But let's see how the scores come in. It does look like an improvement by blue, but it looked like an improvement by both. I think those waves will go definitely on their top two, both for Janire and Alice. But again, the right-hander of Janire, I'm sorry, I did mix the names when I was commentating on the wave. And scores for last of red, Alice. Last of red, 4.33. Last of red, 4.33. That's so far red's best score. Red still in second. Prior to the scores of blue, red needing a 5.67. Now scores will come in for blue as well, for this last of blue, the right-hander. And blue was aiming to improve on a 4.5. I have a strong feeling she's going to improve by much. And there we go. Last of blue, Janire, 8 points. Last of blue, 8 points. Blue in the lead. Now Janire, a 5.5 backup to improve on. With that, Alice, red in second, now needs a 9.17 for the lead. Alice, I can tell you that until you improve at least a 4.33, that's your high score. Your requirement will stay the same as a 9.17. Now she can do it, Abdel, with so much time left. Alice can try to go for first place in one go with a 9.17, or try to cut the requirement down to something like in the mid-5s, mid-6s, and then try to go with the second wave to take first place. She has to get at least something better than a 13.5 total.
Yeah, I believe if Alice get the bomb, she might do it in one wave.
She got a 9.33 a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So we already know she can do it.
Watch out. I'm pretty sure that she can drop an excellent score if the opportunity show up, And priority with surfer in blue. 12 minutes and 10 seconds to go. You see that wave pass and read, and sadly, that was a good wave.
I think the last 5 minutes are going to be super important in the heat. Let's see how active Alice is right now. And there we go.
Got blue up and riding.
Using priority.
Using priority in difficult wave, really. And here he is, looking for that steep section. Oh, couldn't get that close out. Important turn right there.
I think there was a little bit of a bend on that last section. The right-hander coming a little bit from a different angle. And Janire realizing that and thinking, no way I'm going to make that turn. Doesn't look like that turn is going to change this my situation, actually. And that's the replay. You see, you can see where she's looking right now, building some speed, looking for the incoming section. Quick stall there, and now it was super hard.
Out the back. We got red. Red up and riding in the great-looking wave here. Karin back. Karin back again. Carves it. Going for that close-out turn here. Bingo. Goes down, sadly.
Incomplete on that last one of red for Alice. She needs anything better than a 4.33. There is a big question mark if she's going to improve or not. We're 10.5 minutes remaining. If
Yeah,
she will improve, will
Here.
be not by much.
Check on the replay. That takeoff was slowing her down.
Yes.
If she was a little bit more ahead, she might do that big first turn. So she missed the first turn, and that make her off for the rest of the wave, sadly.
It's one of those waves that you kind of have the feeling that Alice realized that straight away, that she missed that first turn. Now scores about to come in for Reds and confirmed. It will go on a red stop too, but it will change nothing. Last of red, 3.5. Going to red stop 2, Alice, but still looking for a 917 requirement to take the lead. Now just under 10 minutes, 9 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Now priority goes to blue. First priority blue. Janire already what we call the main takeoff area, the lineup.
On the screen, we got Patrick Flores speaking to some tourists on the beach. Priority with surfer in blue. Blue in the lead, sitting on a 8-point ride and a 5.5. Red second, sitting on a 4.33 and a 3.5. You require a 9.17 to advance in that heat. Almost is an excellent score here. She almost needs a 10, you know?
Yes, that's why I'm saying she might want to break it into two scores.
And it's totally doable, you know, like priority with surfer in blue, second priority red. 8 minutes and 35 seconds to go.
When we talk lately about the Gonçalves de Chavarri sisters, we talk a lot about Annette with almost qualifying for the World Tour. Let's not forget that Janire was a world champ for the ISA last year. So, and she had some finals with her sister as well. Very interesting final we have here for this Pro Taghazout Bay.
True. She's actually a world champion.
Yes, for the ISA.
Yeah, ISA, yeah.
There's more than a few competing, not on this event. I remember Connor's brother, older brother, Dylan, was also a champ for the ISA a couple of years back, I believe in Puerto Rico or Costa Rica, one of the two.
Oui, on vous rappelle que Janire, la surfeuse en bleu qui est première de cette série, elle est en fait championne du monde par équipe. Je pense c'était à El Salvador, non?
Oui, c'est vrai, c'est exactement El Salvador.
Incroyable. And here we got a lot of whitewash all over the place. Look at the watch up patrol. Almost get caught.
Abdel, on parle beaucoup avec les surfeuses d'Europe, les meilleures surfeuses du monde. C'est tellement vrai.
And here is, we got both surfers paddling. No takers.
Let's see. Regarding here the priorities.
There the priority would
still
interesting.
Still a blue priority. Second priority red.
Eh oui, c'est là qu'on voit le rôle de la priorité qui joue beaucoup.
We could see on the split screen that the replay of that last situation.
دابا الليكرا الزرقاء تتحاول تبلوكي الليكرا الحمراء، ما تخليهاش تشد موجه والو، تخلي لها غير داك المواج العيانين باش ما تقدرش دير داك 9.17. Let's see the dying minutes of that heat, what's gonna happen. But it looks interesting.
Blue priority, second priority red. Time is flying by. Now just over 6 minutes remaining. Not a lot on offer for the last 5. That's going obviously for Janire and against Alice.
The crowd on the beach, thank you so much for coming. And stay with us. The men's final coming up next with Adur Amatrian in red, and in blue we're gonna have Connor Dos Santos.
Yeah, just like on the first day of competition during the weekend, we had a big crowd here at the beach. Today is a little bit more cloudy. People waking up a little bit later than last weekend. But it was a must that first day of competition seeing, because all the competitors are pretty much around already. There's plenty of competitors, plenty of different nations into the competitor stand and down at the beach as well. Now, that's blue. Using priorities, Janira Gonzalez at Shabari. I think she was more preventing Alice to take off on this one.
True, but looks like a fat section here until now. No major
5
minutes to go.
Yeah, this felt more like a defense move from Janire.
True, but now she's opening the door
why not?
For the UK surfer.
No, but I meant like it was a defense move, but she might still actually improve. She was aiming to improve on a 5-5. That will be the cherry on top of the cake.
And
if
there
she
he
does.
is, UK surfer up and riding. Alice Barton, laying back, changing direction. Couldn't get that left she was aiming for.
4.5 minutes remaining. So good defensive move there by Janire. Leaving Alice out there with priority, but on that right-hander, a bit of bad luck for Alice. Single turn there. Now, will that be enough to improve on a 4-3-3 and diminish the requirement? Also waiting for that last of blue. Will that be enough for blue, Janire, to improve on her total? That's the replay of Janire's wave.
Yeah.
Defensive move, but a really good finish.
Interesting. She was just going to rail, hoping for that inside section, just stood up to execute that one. That turn was right on the money, and that one, bingo. خطيرة جدا هاد السيرفر هادي اللي جاية من الباسك كانتري ديال اسبانيا. And 3 minutes 23 seconds to go. Scores are dropping.
Yeah, what felt like a defensive move actually turned at the end when really attacking the wave, Janire, and 6.83 for the last of blue, Janire. That's your new backup, and the Alice, that leaves you chasing a combination of two scores, 14.83. We're still waiting for scores on last of red. Red priority, 3 minutes remaining. It's a very tough situation right now for Alice Barton. She's kind of one lap behind prior to the last score of Alice. We're waiting still on the last of red. She needs at least a 4.83 to get out of the combo, and she does not. Last of red, Alice 4.23. Alice, red second, still needing a combination of 14.83.
Out the back, we got to red. Up and riding. Off the bottom. Huge snap off the top here for surfing red. Let's see if we're going to get the connection. Cruising down the line. Couldn't get that close out. Important turn.
That might be a bit too late for Alice. Priority with blue. Just over 2 minutes remaining. That might take her out of the combo, but she's still be needing an excellent score to take first place away from Janire with priority on blue. And there's
the
the replay.
As you can see, steady, right on the money. That turn was super.
Felt like her best turn of the heat so far. Let's see how far will that take Alice.
We are not judges. We're waiting for the judges' decision.
Yeah, but you've been around for a while. You kind of know a little bit about surfing, Abdel.
Yeah, everyone here is a surfer. Everyone knows.
Oh, everyone here is a coach. That's the thing, like when watching soccer from the sofa, it's so easy for us. Just going out, you're sitting on the wrong spot. That's if I go there, that's the wrong strategy. Oh, from the sofa? So
everyone
easy.
has a different opinion.
There you go.
That's why we have in 5 judges.
But if they do hires, we're supposed to know a little bit about this at least. 1 minute remaining, 1 minute. We're still waiting for that score on red. It's now about to come in. It's going to cut her requirement in half. Last of red, Alice, 7 points. 7 points for last of red. Alice now needing a 7.84 and 40
blue
seconds
on the
remaining.
inside.
Yeah, that leaves room for red on the outside. With priority red, 30 seconds remaining.
Ooh.
And Alice now needing a 7.84. She's about to take off on this one.
Red.
Or maybe
كويسة
not.
خطيرة هذه مسكينة.
20 seconds now. But good effort by Alice Barton, just a bit too late. 10 seconds. She has one more opportunity there. Or maybe not. Counting down to finish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Janire Gonzalez Echavarri, you're the champion of the Pro Taghazout Bay. Congratulations, Janire. Zorionak, Janire. Felicitations. We have the champion after Francisca Vazel, who qualified for the World Tour this year. I hope Janire follows the same steps. Well done. The champ of the Pro Taghazout Bay goes for Janire Gonzalez Echavarri. Zorionak, like they say in Euskera. Alice Barton. Alice, great surfing throughout the whole week. Thank you so much for surfing. Alice got some of the highest scores of the week, some of the highest totals. Got a 7 on this final, second best way of the heat, but it was a bit too late for the surfer in red from Great Britain. Well done. Still, there you go, the results, 14.83. That's a solid result in the heat by Janire against 11.33 by Alice. So kind of no doubts about that one. Great sportsmanship from the two ladies on the outside, just congratulating themselves. And the surfers in the men's final, do get ready for the start. Here we go. Continuing to start, another 30 minutes, the last 30 minutes of the event in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Men's final is on. Pro Taghazout Bay. Adura Matriane wearing the red singlet. Connor Donegan dos Santos wearing the blue one.
We got red up and riding here, off the bottom. Huge curve off the top. Carves it again. And the third turn. Applaudissements. Adura Matriane. The pace bascos espagnol. Surfeur خطير جدا باللكرة حمراء.
Blue priority.
تصفيقات حارة على البطلة يانيري غونزاليس اتشاباري اللي تدوز من حداكم تما هي البطلة ديال هذه المسابقة ديال برو تاغازوت باي كيو اس 4000 هنايا في تاغازوت تصفيقات حارة.
Coming out of the water, Alice Barton, if you want to present her with a big round of applause, I think it's well deserved. Really good week for Alice. Some of the greatest scores of the whole week. Thank you for your surfing, Alice.
شكرا Alice. Also in red jersey, Alice showing a great level. On the replay here, it's Adur. And out the back, we got blue. Blue up and riding. Cutting back. Cutting back again. Full style. Finesse. And here, building the speed. عندك بوم انورم رولر يشوت مالوغوزمون تقويصه خطيره هذه عندكم الدراري ما تقوصوش.
Scores coming in for first of red, Adur. 5.5. First of red, 5.5. Now, scores also coming in for first of blue corner, 2.5. First of blue, 2.5. So 5.5 first of red, 2.5 on the first of blue. Red priority, 27 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the last heat of the season for the European region. Reminding you, this is an event co-sanctioned by the European region of the World Surf League, also by the African region on the World Surf League. Now, on Europe, that's the last event of the season. On the African region, there's still one more to come in.
Exactly. مرحبا بالجميع في هذه النهايات ديال البرو تاغازوت باي هاد الكيو اس 4000 نقطة اللي تيجمع ما بين القارة الأوروبية والقارة الإفريقية. هاد المباراة مهمة بزاف. عندنا هنايا السيرفر in red up and riding. Just in and out, and the blue on the inside. Blue off the bottom, carves it off the chop, and il préfère aller se replacer. Yeah, the surfers are being selective here, looking for quality waves to execute quality turns in the pocket, in the most critical section of the wave. This is where the points are, the closest to the whitewash possible in that steep section. We call it the lip.
Now in these first 4 minutes of the final, different opinions from both surfers on what is more potential, because we're clearly seeing Adur sitting there for the right-handers and Connor for the lefts. So far, best of the heat, that 5.5 on a right-hander by Adur Amatrian.
Now priority with surfer in red. Red, you're sitting on a 5.5 and a low score of a 0.43. Blue, second, you're sitting on a 2.5 and a 1.4. You require a 3.44 to be first, to win that comp again. And yeah, priority with surfer in red. 25 minutes and 15 seconds to go. And here is, we got blue on the inside, is actually up and riding, cutting back. And here is the steep section. Boom, great opener here. And build the speed, looking for the airborne. Wham, huge layback snap for the surfer in blue. Applaudissements, Connor dos Santos.
Really good approach by Connor on that inside section after a strong turn. I was kind of wondering, he's going to fade and make sure he's on time. But no, he just put pedal to the metal and kept with speed the whole time. So he arrived to that, and that, I think, make a difference. He arrived with plenty of speed to that last turn. And the previous one was a good turn as well. So that's looking like Connor's the best wave in the heat. And here we go, the replay.
Yeah, on the replay, was patient to wait for the all-important, that opening turn here. Just set up all the wave in here. Wham! Say thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
I think that's waiting for scores, but it's going to get pretty even, the heat, once we have scores for Last of Blue. Plenty of time ahead. 24 minutes remaining in the final.
And so, as you can see, it's a bit low on the lineup now. And here is, we got red paddling into the north side of the site, trying to get deeper in the section.
Scores are starting to come in for Last of Blue. It's going to be very comparable to the first of right when it comes, first of red, sorry, when it comes to scores. Last of Blue corner, 5.3. Last of Blue, 5.3. Red taking a look, red up and riding.
Red up and riding, cutting back. Looking for the steep section here. Cutting back again. And here is the closeout turn coming up off the bottom. Big snap off the chop. Applaudissements. Adur Amatrian. In red. And let's see the decision of the judges.
That's definitely going to go into Adur's top two. He was trying to get rid of a decimal backup of 0.43. Now requirement is going to take him to the lead as well. And then I'll go with the first heat update. 2.3 was the requirement. Well served. This is just setup turns. And you can see he's waiting for the wave to stand up. It's going to start getting way more interesting from now on. Plenty of speed. And a really strong turn to finish. Nice exclamation point there by Adur.
And I see on the drone view, the waves looks amazing. I would love to be in the water now. But now the spots are booked for the contest. And on the right-hand side of the beach, you can see many free surfers there, beginners and intermediates as well,
Last,
are having fun.
sorry, Abdel. Last of red, Adur. Best wave of the heat, a 6.33. Last of red, 6.33. Puts the red in first place. Adur, you want to improve a 5.5. Connor, you have priority. Blue priority. Blue second. Blue needs 6.53 to advance to the lead. Time call, 21 minutes and 20 seconds. So red in the lead to improve a 5.5. Blue second needing a 6.53. Plenty of time ahead, 21 minutes, priority now with Connor. So let's see how Connor answers. It's been pretty much like that. One goes, the other one answers.
True.
So we're going to stand by and see how Connor answers and how long it's going to take.
And yeah, plenty of time left. 20 minutes and 40 seconds to go. And it's red first, sitting on a 6.33 and a 5.5. Blue second, sitting on a 5.3 and a throwaway of a 2.5. You require a 6.53 to advance in that heat. Rojo, estás primero como una ola de 6.33 y una segunda de 5.5. Azul está segundo como una ola de 5.3, un 2.5. Necesitas una ola de 6.53 para ganar este campeonato, le Pro Taghazout Bay.
Pode ser que necessite de mais. A ver, vamos. Depois dessa nota pode haver algo mais.
Sí.
Por agora, necessita isso.
Ya
Esperemos
está.
que vão seguir necessitando 9 para ganhar, que significa que el otro ya está con 18 para arriba o algo así.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best in Spanish.
You're
I
doing
know
good.
it's not perfect, but
Yeah,
I'm doing my best.
you're doing your best.
Okay.
It's working out.
Oh, we got the water patrol almost get caught by the set.
Guess what?
That
The two
would be a
surfers in the
funny.
heat, also surprised by this one. Maybe in position is Adur for the right-hander.
Yeah.
And he believes so.
Red just in and out
No.
the back. We got blue paddling, trying to be on the right spot for the sets. But let's see what's going to happen. He's paddling north super fast.
Abdel, you agree it is not push off the tide only. This is the new swell definitely coming in.
100%. We might have anchor point in the end of the day, man.
Oh. I love you, know that, huh? Can I go for a surf with you, my great friend?
Maybe. Oh, there you go. You got a blue up and riding in the set bomb. Here, build the speed. Blue jersey off the bottom. Big snap off the chop in the set bomb. Again, carves it off the chop. Oh, yeah, lose it. قوصنا عليه بزاف الدراري الله 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 الله.
18 minutes remaining. Abdel, that wave of Connor looked totally different from previous waves we've been seeing throughout the day. Huh? It was a way longer wall. He was on his way to anchor point, was Connor. That's a replay. A shame he didn't make the last turn because there was
Yeah.
potential there for a great turn. This is already a good
First
turn.
turn was amazing, and then here where everything happened, I think he pushed a little too much on the second turn.
Yeah, he realized that. He saw his expression and putting
Yeah.
hands on the face.
Yeah.
You realized that already, Connor.
I think he should go just for one major instead of doing three with the only two.
Oh, we're
But quality.
such a good coaches from the couch. We are couch surfers. We're the two couch surfers. 2.93, the last one of blue for Connor Donegan dos Santos. So it goes on his top two, but Connor, blue second, still needs a 6.53 to take the lead from Adur. Adur with priority, 17 minutes remaining, reminding Adur still to improve on a 5.5. Pois que, por cortesia, a Adur liderando La Manga, Rojo para mejorar Adur 5.5. Azul segundo corner, buscas 6.53. Nos queda 16 minutos 35 nesta manga. Now priority with Reds. We're not even halfway through the heat. So plenty of time for the surfers to improve on their totals. This final is still 16 minutes away from the end. Red is taking a look. That's Adur Amatrian using his priority. Taking the right-hander now.
Wow, that was
Nice
great
first turn.
opening turn here and a nice re-entry.
Nice combo. Not done yet.
Wow, the red jersey.
Oh, is that a bonus
He's
inside
looking
section?
to increase his scoreline here.
Yeah.
Applaudissements à Adur Amatrian en lycra rouge.
Well, the goal was at least to improve on a 5.5. Nice combo at the start of that right-hander by Adur. 15 and a half minutes remaining. Alone at the lineup right now with priority is Connor Donegan dos Santos. Swell definitely on the rise. Now that's the replay of the last of Red. Nice combo for start. Huh?
Yeah, the timing was impeccable right there.
I love the cutback transition from the first turn into the second one. No downtime whatsoever. Totally rail-to-rail surfing.
Yeah.
And then a bonus section on the inside for Adur.
Yeah, and let's see what's going to happen out the back. We got Blue paddling in the set bomb. Off the bottom, cutting back. Looking for the steep section. Cutting back again. And here he is. Here he is showing up. He built the speed. And the huge layback snap goes down. هاد البورية دي تتعض اللي جا قدامها في طريقة تاكلو فيها الجوع شوية.
Abdel, looking at the wave of Adur and the wave of Connor, as we wait for those scores, I have a question for you. Like Adur's right-hander was ultra fast. He was pretty much surfing by instinct. The opposite of the wave of Connor. He knew already for like 2 seconds there was a section coming his way. So he was kind of forecasting already, I'm going to go for that turn. So sometimes that puts too much pressure on you. It's having too much time to think about it. And Adur didn't have a lot of time to think about it. He just had to react to the wave.
Exactly. Adur, he was really rushing things, you know. And then I think he chose the right side.
I think going for Adur as well. I remember even when he was a kid, he's a super fast surfer.
True.
I'm not going to call him a white lightning, but he's a super, super fast surfer connecting turns.
Scores are dropping. Last of Red, 6.8, the best wave of the heat. So now, Red, you first, sitting on a 6.8 and a low score of a 6.33. Blue, second, sitting on a 5.3 and a low score of a 2.93. You need a 7.83 to be first. Priority with surfer in red. Second priority blue. 12 minutes and 50 seconds to go.
So ready into the second half of the final. And Adur has priority and has the top 2 scores of the heat so far. Like you just announced, a 6.33 to improve now. Connor needing a requirement of a 7.83. 12 and a half minutes remaining. I'm calling it still a lot of time still going. Anything still very possible in this heat, as we saw on previous ones, both from Adur and from Connor. They had a great week of surfing, these 2 guys. Well, almost 2 boys. Adur, I believe, a little bit older than Connor. Adur, more experienced for sure. Adur's been competing at the Challenger Series level. And I have a strong feeling Connor will be competing at the Challenger Series level next year as well.
Let's see
Check the rankings,
yeah,
but
check the ranking first. And
I think so.
priority with Surfer in red. Second priority blue. Situation remained the same. 11 minutes and 40 seconds to go. 11 minutes 40 pour la fin de cette série. Et la priorité avec le surfeur en rouge. Deuxième priorité, surfeur en bleu. Et بقات 11 دقيقة و25 ثانية لهذه النهاية ديال البطولة العالمية ديال البرو تاغازوت باي هنايا في تاغازوت. ومول الأحمر هو الأول والثاني هو الزرق، خاصهم موجة ديال 7.83. Back to the heat. Big turn here for blue. Carves it. And here is important one. Bango! A little late to the party, but...
That might at least bring Connor's requirement down.
And here we got red. Up and riding. Going right this time. Carves it. And he prefer to regain priority. Super smart surfer right there.
He was. Adur realizing there's no way I'm going to improve on a 6.33 on this one. Right in front of me, I can see Connor pedaling back out. I'm going to kick out and stay with priority, just like you said, Abdel. Now, will that be enough at least for Connor to diminish the requirement to take first place? Well, something better than a 5.3 will bring the requirement down. If it's better than a 7.83, we'll have a new leader. Let's stand by for scores.
True, waiting for the judge's decision in the 10-minute mark. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Adur will not improve.
See here on the replay. And you got a live on the other screen. On the right-hand side is a live. And as you can see, that last of blue. A carving and the re-entry.
So I think first we saw the 5.3 left of Connor, the first replay. And now that was the replay of last of blue. And I believe the judges are kind of doing the same, watching both replays too. And scores for last of blue, Connor, 4.6. Last of blue, 4.6. Connor, that is nothing for you. Goes on your top two. But Connor, you're still needing a 7.83 to take first place. Adur scores about to come in for red. Also changes nothing for red. Last of red at 2.8. Adur red leads. You want to improve a 6.33. Connor blue second. Still needing a 7.83. And blue is up and riding once again.
Oh, blue up and riding. Nice looking wave here. Big snap off the top. Cutting back. Looking for the steep section. Cutting back again. Looking for the air section, really. He built the speed. Stretching the legs. And a nice close-out turn, but...
Hard to read that last part of the wave, you saw?
True. It
Connor's
was pretty
thinking,
soft.
Yeah. Should I cut back now and stall? Should I start building some speed? It's very unpredictable, the sandbank there on the end of those lefts. Connor managed to squeeze a turn there. That was the make. Anything better than a 5.3 will bring the requirement down. I don't think it's going to go any stop to. And it does not. Last stop blue, Connor, 3.77. Situation remains the same. Blue still second, needing 7.83 for the lead. Red priority, 7 minutes and 45 seconds remaining.
See blue here negotiating that soft end part of the wave on the replay. Not easy, really not easy to manage. Now looks like low on the lineup.
Adur, it's been the story of this finals day. Very hard to read this lineup throughout all rounds. It was already like that early in the morning, and it's been like that the whole time. You just compare this last left of Connor with that bigger one that he lost the last turn. Totally, completely different waves. You take off totally different size of waves, and then you have the right-handers as well. It's very hard to figure out where to sit and which one are the good ones. A bit more predictable, I still feel the right-handers. But they're less rights than lefts. But they do feel a bit more, you really can tell a bit more on the right-handers if it's going to be a good one or not. But still, sometimes they still surprise us on the surfers.
Of course. Especially of that time of the tide here. It's getting complicated. Even to choose any right or any left. Super hard to be right on
Difficult,
point, you know.
difficult, but very interesting.
Yeah.
With the red priority, just over 6 minutes. We see Adur kind of just taking a look there.
Oh.
Still on his way out is Connor. Taking him almost 2 minutes already to go back out. Meanwhile,
And
alone
we
at the
got
lineup.
Red up and riding in a nice looking wave here. Build the speed. Just in and out. He's monitoring the potential of the wave. If I'm gonna, this is a wave that's gonna give me more than 6.33. No, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm holding the priority, I guess.
I think, let's see if he actually gets priority or not, because Connor is getting really close to the main takeoff area as well. It goes to red. Priority back to red with Adur. Last of blue for Connor was the 377. Not going into blue's top 2. Almost in the last 5 minutes of the season of this Pro Taghazout Bay of the final. 5 minutes remaining now, surfers. 5 minutes. As we see the recap of the best waves of the heat. As with 4.5 minutes remaining, I can already ask, please, to Janine Gonzalez Echabari and Alice Barton to join us for the presentation just after the end of the men's final. We're going to go straight from the final into the presentation. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Priority red, second priority blue.
Juste pour vous rappeler, juste après cette finale, on va passer directement à la remise des prix. Directement derrière le podium. Merci d'être nombreux et venir voir nos vainqueurs de cet événement, de ce Pro Taghazout Bay. من بعد 4 ديال الدقائق ان شاء الله غادي تكون تتويج الفائزون بهاد البرو تاغازوت باي، هاد المباراه، هاد البطوله العالميه اللي هنايا في مدينه انزا، لو برو تاغازوت باي.
3.5 minutes remaining.
Priority with surfer in red. Second priority blue. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Situation remain the same. With red first, second blue needs a 7.83 to be first, to be the champ. Let's see what's gonna happen if the ocean will deliver.
3 minutes. Priority red, second priority blue. Red leads to improve a 6.33. Blue taking a look.
Blue taking a look in a small wave here. Let's see. Cutting back. Much better turn here. And the third turn right on the money. Small wave, but well surfed.
Yeah. Good combination of turns there by Connor. Again, something better than a 5.3 will bring the requirement down. Something better than a 7.83 will put him in the lead. That's the replay. And after a first scarf, nice. The
tail
second
slide.
and third turn, really good combo for Connor.
Great tail slide there.
I think might be his best wave on the hit so far, you know?
I don't
Might be
know.
very wrong.
I'm not a judge.
Priority red,
Uh,
second priority blue, under 2 minutes. 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining.
See the fishermen's boats are passing very close here. They got some seaweed there.
There's a lot of history here, beautiful history on this beautiful kingdom. Go and check why the anchor point is named anchor
And the
point.
red taking a
on.
decision and a small insider. Build the speed. Big snap off the top. Critical turn here for Surfing Ray. Il continue jusqu'au bord. Un énorme re-entry. Applaudissements
1
à
minute remaining.
Matrian.
Last minute.
Priority with Surfer in blue. 50 seconds. 50 secondes pour la fin de cette série. Et dans le bleu qui part. Carves it off the chop in great looking wave here. Off the bottom. A big snap off the chop. Radical. An énorme re-entry. Applaudissements. Connor Dos Santos.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
$15 seconds. La previous off blue a 4.63. Still needing a 7.83. That was his second best wave. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So reminding you, we're still waiting for scores here. The last of red and also the last of blue. Reminding you, the previous of blue for Connor went on his top two as a 4.63, but changed nothing when it comes down to requirements. When he took off for his last one, Connor was still chasing a 7.83. And also we saw a wave by Adura Matrian. So far, the leader of the final was aiming to improve on a 6.33. That's the replay, I believe, of last of red by Adur on your screens now. And actually, that's not the
Actually
last.
the first.
I think this is
First. Now they are reviewing all the waves being surfed in that heat to take the decision on that all-important score of Surfer in blue.
Meanwhile, no matter the decision, I'll reminding both Adur and Connor, we're going to go straight into the presentation, and we need the both finalists, Adur and Connor, to join us on podium, please. Same goes for Janire and Alice. Please join us both on podium for the award presentation. Now, it is over, but not done yet.
Exactly. We're
Final.
still waiting for the final scores. Just
Scores
see.
starting to show for Adur Amatrian. So last of red, Adur, it's a 6.6. That goes as your second best and leaves Connor needing an 8.1.
Oh,
Waiting for scores on last of blue. All scores are in for red.
it's getting interesting.
Very interesting finish.
See that turn.
That turn, exactly. That's
that was money, man. And the claim also, he knew it.
the second to last turn of blue is a
Yeah.
really good one by Connor.
So interesting. Everyone is waiting. Suspense, suspense.
Requirement is an 8.1. Still no indication from the judges whatsoever. Again,
Yeah.
we're checking the replay. You can see it on the big screen there too. That's the turn. That's
the-
leaving a question mark on
Man.
all our minds.
Man, this is the turn of the final, to be honest.
I agree with you. But you're not a judge.
I'm not a judge.
Sorry.
True.
You've been telling that a lot of times. I'm not
True,
a
true.
judge.
I already say just as my
Yeah. But I totally agree with you. And I'm not a judge too.
we're just guessing. Let's see.
Yeah.
It's
more than guessing.
suspense all the way to the end. Suspense
Still,
est à son comble ici à la finale du Pro Taghazout Bay. On va voir la décision des juges pour cette toute dernière vague du corner en surfeur en bleu.
It's cool that they wait outside. And usually the fighters come in, but they're going to wait outside, both of them, to hear the decision.
Incroyable. Il a laissé ce suspense jusqu'à la dernière seconde. Même là, la série elle a fini, mais on attend toujours le score. Et même les surfeurs ne veulent pas sortir
Scores
de l'eau.
are
Quoi.
starting to come in for Connor, and I can tell you, well, congratulations to Adura Matrian. Last all blue at 6.8. Adura Matrian, the winner of the Pro Taghazout Bay. Good sportsmanship on the outside. The boys going straight for a big hug. Zorionak Adur, congratulations as well to Connor. What a week of surfing by the two boys. And you can see, yeah, Connor celebrating as well. Great final. 13.4 for Adur against 12.1 of Connor. Boys, join us for the presentation. Zorionak Adur, Zorionak, the champ of the Pro Taghazout Bay. Well done. Connor, what a great week of surfing, man. Well done, both of you guys. But there's a winner, and that's Adura Matrian.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Félicitations à Adura Matrian qui a gagné ce Pro Taghazout Bay. Même la dernière vague de corner en bleu était notée 6.80, pas assez pour remporter le Pro Taghazout Bay. Et
excitement until the end.
Hani and lead surfer Adura Matrian pour ce énorme résultat. Et so now
I'm going to go for the presentation, and I'm
go
going to
for it.
remember Adur and Connor to join me in the podium, just like I asked Janire and Alice as well to join me in the podium.
Yeah. Shukran jazilan for watching. Thanks so much for watching. Now I'm going to leave you with the highlight of the event. Have a wonderful day and see you guys soon. Aloha.
रहा